you know, the Thanksgiving dust up. She says she doesn't
Microphone check,
believe
mic
that,
check,
but
mic check.
you know, the abolished prisons, abolished police, which is also positions that have been taken by a lot of the progressive candidates who have won. How do you get around that? I mean, those are not positions that are supported by most of
I mean, I think that a lot of these races, even right now, they'll have a tendency to be nationalized.
Yeah.
But these races ultimately are local, and all politics are local. My understanding is that Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances to her electorate.
Yeah, she's moved away from a lot of that.
Right, she's moved away from it. And I have a local city councilman that has this saying, woke one was crazy.
Y'all heard her. She said woke one was crazy. Welcome to the page, everybody. We've had massive technical difficulties today. Again, I gotta admit, I'm no pro. But you guys know the routine. Please like and subscribe to the page. Comment as well. Hit the bell as well. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's get our engagement up. You guys know the routine, man. So here you got AOC, who's been on a string of, let me see. Oh, I didn't mean to hit trash. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Oh my God, that's crazy. Let me see. Let me go to my page here.
Nothing. It covers nothing. So there's two main sources of costs. So you don't just like pay one lump sum to the doctor. You pay for the medicine, and then you also pay your clinic and for the procedure. So there's two costs of it. Some places are very expensive. I'm going to a place in New York City that specifically designs options for women who don't have insurance covering it. And so my grand total personally for me, all in, is going to be probably between $8,000 to $9,000. The other piece of this is the actual clinic and procedure and your provider. And a lot of clinics actually don't require you to pay in a lump sum. I saved a long time for this. And so I'm just...
So y'all heard her. AOC, she's freezing her eggs.
Don't be weird about this, even though I know all of you will be.
All right, Zach, you say she's trash, but the question remains, is she hot? Is she sexy? That's the question that remains. Don't let the politics get in the way.
Okay. That wasn't so bad. Don't be weird about this, even though I know all of you will be.
Is that right, AOC?
Okay.
Your sexy self. Go ahead, girl. You go ahead, girl. All right, let's get into the show here. Let's get into the show. What do we got here?
Instead of our XXXY.
I was flabbergasted. It's the first time I've ever experienced anything like that, and I had no words except like, who's offended by a t-shirt at this point?
Oh, stop it.
And who is offended by science?
There's a fan next to them who had a shirt on that says protect trans rights. They believe that she complained, that person, and so they leave that person in, but they get rid of somebody with an established brand.
She actually was told to cover her shirt too.
Protect trans rights shirt?
So, yeah. So what they did, the reason this is wrong, is like you said, this is a brand. You're allowed to wear. This is freedom of speech. You can wear whatever you want to wear. Your T-shirt can say whatever it wants. You might not like. Remember, Nike was embroiled in all this controversy because they were considered very woke. Well, do you think they're going to tell everyone in a Nike T-shirt just because they don't agree with Nike and their statements that they have to take off their shirts? No. Same with XXXY. If that's a brand, that's a T-shirt that they bought, they're allowed to wear it.
So this is what the WNBA is saying in the statement. WNBA is aware of their interactions at the last night's game in Atlanta, in which the fans were asked by the league security to cover up their shirts. This should not have happened. So they're admitting that there was fault here. I'll just say this. I've been thinking about this issue because the league is going to allow this one issue to destroy them. Destroy them. There's a clear answer to this. It's very clear, but they're choosing not to do the right thing.
Zach says, I agree. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Zach said, I agree with the mom and daughter. Everyone is so dumb. It's just a shirt. Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
And this is why groupthink is a cancer to society.
This guy saying that it's going to ruin the league is fucking bizarre. We introed last week with the WNBA, which I don't know how they get 2 weeks in a row. However, here we are. I don't think it's ruining the league. I think it's making the WNBA a lot fucking better, a lot more entertaining. All for naught, like people like Zach Stewart, who doesn't watch the league at all and could give a fuck less about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. They're tuned in, at least to the storyline of what's going on in the WNBA. So it's getting eyes and ears onto the sport more than ever before. I always said, and I've always maintained my position, it was going to take some sort of controversy like this. Listen, man, the NBA benefited. The NBA was on tape delay for a long time, and it benefited off of the backs of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, who had some rivalry. He said that league was already ruined. Yeah, the league was fucking cooked. It took Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are literally Magic Johnson and Larry Bird without the talent. Obviously, Angel Reese cannot pass like Magic Johnson or run up the court. I mean, she can fucking barely make a layup. Zach said, why don't trans individuals just start their own b-ball team/league? That's a good point. I mean, a lot of people have proposed that idea, and I've said that all across the sports spectrum that there should be a medium. If these trans people want to get into the field of play, the problem becomes identity politics. So a lot of these trans people or cis people or gender neutral people or whatever you want to say, they want to, when it benefits them or when it's convenient, they want to identify as a certain such way. So they'll be mad if they're in an all trans league, right? Some of them. I can't speak on everybody, and I don't want to speak on behalf of everybody, but just from my observation on how this all is playing out, which it's just absurd. I mean, we knew literally 3 and 4 years ago when they started this shit, we knew the ball was going to roll down to this point. We literally knew the can was going to get kicked to this part. We literally said, okay, all right, y'all want to open that fucking can of worms? Watch when it affects the WNBA. We literally said that verbatim. Like, okay, watch a man try to pretend to be a woman and go into the WNBA. And so, I mean, it was a shoo-in. We knew that this shit was going to happen. But yeah, I agree, Zach. Let's finish this.
It's okay to be affiliated with a community. It's okay to be affiliated with a group, but you got to be able to think independently. And the issue with the league right now is that you have a lot of people that are affiliated with a community. And they feel like that community has to stick together on the issue. A lot of people, I played basketball my whole life. Many of the women in the WNBA identify as lesbian or trans.
That's my favorite part about the WNBA. Hold on. He said, that's all politics is. It's identity politics. And it's all on the left in my mind. Now, Zach, I love when you come on the channel. You're my favorite returning guest, but you know that it's not just all on the left. Let's not act like the right is not fanning the flames of the same thing by even covering it and giving it attention or being far right on the ideology. I will say the left seems to be pretty extreme on it, and they pushed a lot of the ideology down our throats, especially during the Biden administration. But the right has a lot to do with it. I mean, you even think about somebody like Lindsey Graham, rest in peace. But allegedly, there's a lot of like trans banging and finger banging and butt bumping on the right too. Just maybe a little bit more on the conservative side. Maybe they hide it a little bit better, but. You're right that it is all identity politics. Now, I will say the WNBA is a really, really interesting case because he said Brittany Griner looks like a man and sounds like a man. Yeah, she was taking testosterone blockers, and she was the WNBA's first project when it comes to like trying to be a man, right? And me and Hunter was like, but it's not good enough. We wanted a real Joanna Man situation, a real dude dressing up as a girl, sneaking into the league and dunking and doing crossovers and breaking bitches' ankles and shit like that, and just absolutely being physically astounding and dominating. All right. And everybody wants the league to grow naturally and organically. It's not going to happen. None of these industries, when you think the entertainment industry, the movie picture industry, politics, they've all gotten down and dirty and into the mud to become the conglomerates that they are. The WNBA can be no fucking different. No different. But I mean, that's really what I got on the WNBA. Holden's in here. He likes Caitlin Clark. I don't have it queued up. But I think the Fever and the Fever and Angel Reese and them played. The Atlanta Dream played again, and that's always that's always prime TV. And listen, guys, this started from college, right? This started back when Caitlin Clark was at Iowa and Angel Reese was at LSU. This has started way then. Now it's blown all into Sophie Cunningham pointing and blocking people's teeth. And then now there's a race element involved. It's not just about the trans thing. Now that's another element, right? The trans thing. We got the race thing at play. Now we got the fans. Last year it was the green dildos. So the WNBA is getting all types of exposures. But to his point, it's a lesbian dominated industry, which makes it really interesting because the LGBTQ community or LGBTQ plus community is supposed to be kind of accepting of all, and there's a lot of baggage that comes along with that movement. So, and I don't even mean that disparagingly. I mean like they accept a lot. So they're prone to be hijacked. But it's really interesting to see how the women, especially with it being dominated by majority lesbian women, how they're going to be able to maneuver this whole scenario, right? Are they going to come out? I've seen a couple players coming out and speaking out against the trans situation into the league. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's definitely something that continues to be on the radar. That is not where I wanted to start it. Here's where I wanted to start. Did y'all see this sick ass clip going around of Sasha Fierce, Beyonce Knowles? Let's see if I can find it. Here we got it.
All right, here we go. Come on over here. Here, you can do. You want to sit up? You want to make this easier? You can sit on my lap. Michael. Hi. Okay, Okay. All right, we're in the studio, and I have Beyonce sitting on my lap.
This is.
I'll put you on speakerphone.
This is very.
Michael.
Hold on.
You want to sit on? You want to make this easier? You can sit on my lap. Michael. Hi.
It makes me cringe. It literally makes me cringe. We're gonna get through the whole video, but it literally makes me irate.
Okay, Okay. All right, we're in the studio, and I have Beyonce sitting on my lap, and I'm gonna put you on speakerphone.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on speakerphone to talk to her, and Okay, you're shaking.
You don't fucking say.
Okay.
You don't say. You got a hard cock on her back. A hard fucking cock.
Are you ready? Okay, hold on.
Oh no. I'm gonna pass out.
Michael?
Yes, Mark.
Here we go. I have Beyonce here.
Hi.
Zach.
Hi, Beyonce.
How you doing?
Oh, good. I really appreciate you.
Michael Jackson is fucking crazy. So for context, guys, this is Mark Schaffel literally using Michael Jackson as the carrot on the stick to entice Beyonce to come sit on his lap so she could talk on the phone and meet her childhood hero. So that's what we got here. It obviously makes me irate and uncomfortable. It made her uncomfortable, clearly. But let's continue.
Giving back.
I'm very honored. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yes.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Baby, when I seen this video, I can't believe you doing it either. The hell you sitting on this man's lap for? This is insane.
But thank you. Brad Buxer is putting down the track now.
Right here, Michael.
Brad,
Yes.
you're putting down the track now.
Yep. Yeah, Beyonce's going to go in the studio and lay it down now. and you're gonna give her inspiration.
Michael, when she was listening to the track, she fell in love with it immediately.
Yes, I did. I love it.
You did?
Yeah,
Yes.
immediately, Michael.
It's wonderful.
She lit up. I mean, immediately from the very first line of the first verse.
But please don't, Beyonce. My voice.
Zach says, question, do you think Michael Jackson was gay? I think so. Absolutely not. No. I mean, obviously, it's a long-standing, conversation within the space, the entertainment space. And I think that there's a whole other side to Michael Jackson that he did not want to share to the world. And that included his personal life as far as his sex life and his marital life. Michael Jackson got married multiple times. Michael Jackson was in and out of relationships. Allegedly, Michael Jackson had bitches coming in and out of hotel rooms, but they used secret services and security to sneak them in and out of hotel rooms constantly, right? So not only that, I'll have to pull up the clip, but you can find clips out there of Michael Jackson's whole voice changing. Like, I mean, Michael Jackson had a really deep voice, and Janet Jackson, right? But it seems like when it was lights, camera, action times, they put on this persona, which was Michael Jackson, his IP that he was selling to the world. But I think people forget, the classic paparazzi video where he's facing the litigation of his case, the molestation cases and stuff like that. And he's outside of the courtroom and they're trying to get into the car, the Jackson family, and the paparazzi is just going crazy. And Michael Jackson really has to turn up and he literally wants to pop one of them in the lips. So I think he's the biggest enigma that not only we've seen in music or entertainment, but just actual human being to drop and step foot on this planet. He's the biggest enigma. Like, he's the most confused, misinterpreted. The list goes on. And I think his sexuality is one of those things involved in that too.
Your voice sounds great.
You sound...
He was getting over the
Get off his fucking lap!
flu when we recorded this.
The flu. I had the flu.
This is only his demo track for everyone.
This dude is making me mad, bro. He's making me mad. I think he's dead now, but he's making me mad. I want to put hands and feet on him because it's just so. And this is what I'm talking about. And I introed this earlier when we had the technical difficulties. We just got to do a better job at wielding our talent. I understand that, Beyonce is full of talent. A lot of us are full of talent. We want to showcase it to the world. So, and this is one of the things that I said, I disagree with the Carters with putting Blue Ivy into the spotlight because they know what Beyonce had to endure. Even some of the shit Jay-Z's had to endure to get to where he's at, right? The conversation earlier this year was about, can you make $1 billion cleanly? Is there any clean billionaires, right? And a lot of people said, no, you absolutely can't get to $1 billion with clean ethics. Jay-Z disagreed. But my main takeaway is they know good and damn well what Beyonce had to do to get to this. And that whole narrative, that's the old age conspiracy of people sucking, fucking, and swallowing their way to the top. It's true. We've seen it in the Epstein files. We've seen it with Clive Davis. We've seen it with Russell Simmons. The list goes on and on, all the execs. The list goes on and on of these stories over and over and over and over and over, right? But this is really, really, really peculiar because we get a video of it, right? And it's really predatorial. It's really sick how we're watching this man kind of dangle his power and influence to get this woman to sit on his lap. And this is with the cameras rolling, right? This is supposed to be innocent. He, no pun intended when I say he. But this is supposed to be kind of like all in jest, tongue in cheek. Right, the cameras was rolling and shit, but she's clearly uncomfortable about the situation. You guys will see when she gets up from her seat how uncomfortable she kind of is about it, and she's trying to put on a game face and sit on this grown ass, nasty ass, big back, hairy chest gorilla man's lap. She's 19 at the fucking time, right? And she's trying to put on her game face because she wants to talk to Michael Jackson, right? And she also doesn't want to ruin any potential relationships. This is the type of power these execs wield over the industry, man. When we think about these artists and different people like that, all the famous people we know, it's always the executives behind the scenes, man. The man behind the camera, man. The man behind the control room. all of those people, the people that sign the check, it's always them. It's always them. He said Kamala Harris and Montel Williams Harris and Willie Brown. Exactly, Zach. Same thing. Predatorial kind of instances, like where it's just really uncomfortable.
His voice sounds when it's when he has the flu.
Well, it sounds wonderful. And the first line, I screamed. Literally, I screamed.
And Michael, she's, these guys can sing. I mean, she's gonna nail this. This is great. So we're happening. The vibe couldn't be any better.
Let's get going then.
All right.
This is making me sick because this is just enough time. And Michael Jackson, bitch, your ass should have got her up off the phone when he said, hey, I got Beyonce in here and she's sitting on my lap. You should have said, excuse me? Can me and Beyonce talk privately, please? Get this grown ass man up off of her back. Like, are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. This is beyond ridiculous.
I love you too.
All right.
Bye.
Talk to you later, Michael.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Oh, that was tough.
He gets very emotional over this project. I mean,
I'm happy I talked to him. Oh, I want to do a little.
It's just unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. Y'all let me know what y'all think. It makes me cringe. Zach says, sounds like everyone industry's filled with Glenn quagmires. Every industry. Of course. They definitely are. I mean, right? This is how, again, I know this is beating a dead horse, but you've seen the kind of the workings of the machine on how industry, the politics, powerful people, that whole conglomerate is controlled through sex and blackmail. He said, what's this weird guy's name again? This is Mark Schaffel, right? He's an executive. And he was able to yield his power and his influence and connections with Michael Jackson and other celebrities and power around the industry to get Beyonce to sit on his lap. And like I said, there ain't no fucking telling if that's what you're doing on camera, ain't no telling what you're doing off camera. You know what I'm saying? For him to be that comfortable to invite Beyonce over to sit on his lap and then give Michael Jackson a call and all that stuff, it just tells me the shit that's being done in the dark is way more treacherous. But, at some point, man, the artist, there has to be culpability where the artists are, right? There has to be, man. We're talking about, this is about 2002, 2001, 2002, I would imagine, right? Definitely, I'll say definitely in 2026, the 2010s on, any artist, the Meg Thee Stallions out there, Cardi B, any of the female artists, Sabrina Carpenter, all of them. And we could get into this with Hayden, who just passed away yesterday, I want to say, right? And then her alleged connections to the underworld and some of the things that she was alleging was going on, her interview that is making its rounds around the industry now. I think she had an interview maybe a couple months ago where she talked about fearing for her life and going on a boating trip, going to a yacht party and fearing for her life. He said 2001. This is in 2001. But me personally, I have a hard time sympathizing. I shouldn't say sympathizing, but it's hard for me to register people in 2026 still going through these things because these stories have been around so fucking long and they've been so loud. Now, maybe I'm in my own corner of the universe, in my own corner of the algorithm where I'm getting fed these type of stories all the time. It seems like common knowledge to me all the time. It seems real surface level and it seems real like duh. But I know that Beyonce heard rumors growing up about the industry and the predatory things. And that's why, you get the artists that kind of pass down different stories and they, you watching the Michael film, right? And he's working with Barry Gordy and different producers and stuff like that. I don't think they showed this in the movie. Maybe they did, but he's meeting with Stevie Wonder. And a lot of that is typically, right, is artist to artist inclinations or passed down stories is they're warning them of some of the pitfalls of the industry, some of the mouse traps and different traps of the industry and what to watch out for, right? And to me, that includes sexual deviancy, right? I'm thinking that when a young Michael is sitting down with Stevie Wonder is putting him on game to how the industry works, right? I'm thinking when the Beatles meet with Michael Jackson, or Michael Jackson meets with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z meets with Drake, and Dr. Dre meets with Kendrick, and the list goes on and on. You know what I'm saying? That part of that responsibility now, unless these people are initiated in, right? A lot of times these people are initiated in, and that's where the conversation gets a little bit into conspiratorial world and occultic shit, to where it's like, okay, this is a big kind of organization or crime syndicate, to where this is what they do, right? This is how they initiate people. They get you in, they blackmail you. Same thing with the Epstein list, right? So, but I just have a hard time sympathizing in today's market, anybody going through this, because the stories have been out. He says Stevie Wonder sees everything. No cap. So, I mean, y'all let me know what y'all think. I thought that this is really telling. A lot of people are saying that Drake had made references to some of this on Janet Shut the Fuck Up and Bees on the Table. Bees on the Table wasn't just about, I think everybody's picked up obviously the Billions on the Table, Bloods on the Table. But a lot of people are alleging that some of the Bees on the Table that he's talking about is young Sasha Fierce, Beyonce knows, literally being on the table. Is she not on the table? Right? And this video has been circling around for a while now, right? So was Aubrey Graham alluding to this as he's throwing shots at the Carters, that Bees have been on the table, and is he kind of angling what his attack is going to be at Jay-Z? Because we know that they are on a collision course to be seeing each other very, very, very soon. So y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Zach, let's get into it, man. We know what we're here for, guys. We are here for the debate heard around the world. Zach, I don't know if you tuned into it, because I know you really don't like some of these people. I don't know. I've never heard you really talk about Candace Owens or Andrew Wilson, for that matter. I'm sure you're familiar. You're definitely familiar with Candace Owens. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Andrew Wilson, but this kind of made its way. This was the biggest thing going on kind of in that apparatus all this week and last week so far, right? I think Candance has had an episode so far, and now she was live streaming with Dave Smith. But some of the backstory to this is Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens have had mad disagreements. Andrew Wilson allegedly was not even on Candace Owens' radar, but he goes to, he's had major issues with her conspiratorial kind of format on her show, and her kind of throwing out all these different monkey wrenches into official narratives on the Charlie Kirk assassination, right? So he's taken issue with that. And he just kind of has an overarching issue with how a little bit of the society that we exist in today is pretty conspiratorial, right? And you guys know me. I'm always looking at the conspiracy of things. I don't go down all the rabbit holes, and I don't get lost on these train of thoughts, because I usually am pretty grounded into common sense shit that makes sense. However, I am somebody that challenges official narratives all the time. He said, I read that Heseth might run for president. I love PDB. I guess Pete Heseth is a criminal. He can't control the Department of Defense at all, or the Department of War. So we'll see about that. I heard allegedly that Trump was on his ass a couple weeks ago about the low ammunitions, but that's a topic for another day. Now, PDB, I'm pretty indifferent about PDB. I thought he was fair during the moderation, the debate, but he kind of annoys me a lot of times, and then sometimes I'm like, he's just neutral. I'm neutral on him. He doesn't move my needle anyway. I do know that he's really about that paper. He's really about the number. He's a numbers guy. And that it translates over into his business model that he has going on over there at the PDB network. So, but yeah, with Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens, there was bad blood there. Andrew Wilson goes on Joe Rogan last week, I think early last week or the week prior, I can't remember, and alleges to the world on the biggest platform in the world that he challenged Candace Owens' bullshit narrative of the Charlie Kirk assassination and the whole Israel connection and Erica Kirk connection and French connection. He says on Joe Rogan, I challenged that bitch to a debate. She's been ducking smoke. I even offered her and her team $300,000, right? So that goes out, right? Obviously, you put that on the biggest platform. It finally makes its way to the boss's desk. So Candace Owens has to respond now, right? And she does. And they rush a negotiation, get a contract signed. You know, there's a whole story behind, you know, how that all went, kind of hashing out the details on how the debate was going to go. This is hosted in Candace Owens' house. But so she agrees to the debate. She agrees to the debate after he issues the statement on Joe Rogan that he's offering $300,000 and he's going to smoke her boots, right? And he's going to destroy her pathetic conspiratorial narratives. So we get this live stream, I believe, on Friday of last week. And I mean, I got to be honest. Now, a lot of people, y'all's going to get on here and say, I mean, because I don't like Andrew Wilson, right? Now, the thing is, I'm pretty neutral. He said September 10th will be 1 year since Charlie Kirk was killed. Indeed, it's coming up fast. And it kind of blows my mind that we're already marking a year, because I was thinking back to it when they had this debate. I'm like, September 10th is coming up. And I remember that day. It don't feel like a year. In some ways, man, the timeline feels like it's so long ago. And in other ways, it feels like it's flying. Like when you ask me, has this year flown? I'm like, fuck yes, this year has fucking flown. But in other ways, when you say shit like Charlie Kirk got assassinated last year and that's coming up on a year, it's like Hulk Hogan died last year. And it's like, that shit kind of feels like a couple years ago. You know what I mean? It feels like a couple. It feels like, so, yeah, it's just really weird, really weird. Now that trial is active, and that's kind of the crux of a lot of this debate. But Candace Owens and him go back and forth, right? They do a 3.5 hour debate with PD being barely interrupted, letting them duke it out, even through awkward silences and so forth, right? But I think that Candace Owens now, a lot of people are saying Candace Owens won just off of the optics and Andrew Wilson came unprepared and yada, yada, yada. We'll get it all into some of his mistakes he made. But I think he kind of lost sight of the fact that his goal and his objective was to present an argument that refutes her position of saying that there's other alternatives to the official narrative, right? So his job essentially is to provide concrete evidence that it was indeed Tyler Robinson who committed this. Not only was he not a patsy, but he didn't have any backers. There was no other help. It was Tyler Robinson who completed this assassination, and he acted as a lone shooter, right? Candace Owens, whether you agree with her or not, she goes down different type of timelines and rabbit holes. Her main takeaway, now she'll investigate and search every corner of the earth for different connections to different people. But her main overall takeaway is that she's not 100%. And in order to convict him for a death penalty in Utah, it has to be beyond reasonable doubt. So even if there is 85%, somebody's texting me. Even if there is 85%, evidence or proof that Tyler Robinson was indeed the assassin, then there's still 15% that goes undetected. And her point is we should investigate that 15% or that 25%, whatever it is, right? So those are their positions going into the debate. He said, do you think Robinson should get the death penalty? I think that they're going to, if he is indeed the assassin, he should. I think that was the most, it was a public execution, right? It was a public execution. It was probably the most traumatic thing, not the most traumatic thing. You could talk COVID, you could talk the war, you could talk different things, but I just think publicly, and I don't even know if we actually see the effects of the assassination right now, if it's tangible. But I said it when it happened. But one of the after effects of the assassination is people's desensitization of murder in cold blood, murder in public executions, and thought crimes, really, because a lot of people over the year and a half have now decided that if I disagree with you and I don't like your takes, I want you murdered. I want you killed. And that is such an extreme stance to take, especially when we know that everybody has their own opinions, right? Uh-oh. I'm coming back to you guys. Hold on. Oh, crap. Give me a second. Now my dog wants to bark. It's like, bro. But yeah, everybody has their own opinions on a whole bunch of things. Now we are in a really interesting timeline because conspiracy theories run all day, every day, especially for some of the most goofiest, craziest things. I mean, things that have regular conventional explanations, there's a conspiracy for, right? There's flat earthers out there. You could post a picture. I mean, just anything. Shoestrings, right? I mean, sky being blue. There's conspiracy for everything. But I'm of the sense that, you should let truth versus falsehood. Truth always is going to prevail. So as long as there's a space and platform and there's leeway for open dialogue, then falsehood has no chance of prevailing. So I'm okay with that. Now, when you talk about people that are affected by it, like close at home, like even in this Charlie Kirk situation, you think of somebody like Erica Kirk or his children who are affected by conspiracy theories. It's like, that's when it gets tricky. And or the Sandy Hook situation, right? You got Sandy Hook people who, obviously lost a loved one or a child in that shooting. And then you got people like myself, I'm just playing. You got people like Alex Jones and stuff like that going and saying that and spreading it wide and thin, that it was all a stage, false flag, right? So, sometimes it affects, there's real consequences and it bears real fruit. And there's people at home affected by these 9/11 victims, all types of stuff, right? However, in this particular case of this debate, Andrew Wilson, I think, forgot his, he forgot what his goal was supposed to be, right? What his job was. And his job was to convince to the public and the audience and PBD and Candace Owens that she did not have a case. And he was supposed to present overwhelming evidence of his case that Tyler Robinson was indeed the lone shooter. And I don't think he did that. Obviously, we can get into, I'm going to try to find some clips. Sorry, guys. Obviously, we can get into some of the topics of it. Here we go. I have something queued up. Let me see, guys. Hold on.
If you want to pull it up so we can see it.
Somebody said, so give me the clear evidence right here. I want you to provide it right here. All I heard from the investigator was, we believe this to be Tyler Robinson. Is belief something you go as a fact? You wrote the car pulling in. That's a totally blur image. Robinson getting out of it. You have no idea if that's Tyler Robinson. The fact that he is seen 4 other times on camera, the fact being just a standard white boy with brown hair was seen walking up staircase. The DNA on the roof, we should discuss that. And on the screwdriver that he left behind, it's overwhelming, man.
Yeah, but that's not an exhaustive list.
Well, just so we're clear, you did tweet it.
But it's not an exhaustive.
Yeah,
well,
but just 5 seconds ago, you should concede.
You said I only said this one thing and said that was overwhelming, actually.
That's not what I said.
It is. You can even
Patrick,
pull your own clip.
Did I say that?
Can you fact check if that was said or not? I did not hear her say
So the
this.
thing that's funny here is, like, we still aren't getting to any of these inferences. So
why are you pivoting?
So
but just say you were wrong. It's cool to just say I was wrong.
I'm not wrong. So
these are the moments here where Candace actually was putting on a masterclass, and it was all things that Andrew Wilson's dumbass was shooting himself in the foot, and he's done this all throughout his career. I mean, the pickle jar thing, putting his foot in his own mouth, gaslighting people. This is kind of some of his tactics that he does in a lot of his debates. Now, he's used to going to college campuses, sort of like Charlie Kirk, going to liberal college campuses and debating younger children or younger adults, I should say, and kind of trying to take them to the woodshed on some of their liberal ideas. That's kind of what his moniker is. And I think in the sense of sitting across from another well-versed, especially on this particular topic, this wasn't a real broad debate. It was supposed to be stemming on the Charlie Kirk assassination and Tyler Robinson's association with it, right? But I want to see him. He said, can we all just let Charlie Kirk be at peace? He's gone. It's tragic. Enough of the conspiracies. Well, the problem with that, Zach, is that there's somebody facing trial and there's no justice being served, right? There's no resolution to the story. So when the government or the CIA or the FBI, when there's no resolution to a public assassination like that, it breeds conspiracy, right? This whole fucking timeline that we're in where everybody's breeding conspiracies, it is all a reflection of the people in charge, right? If the people in charge cannot provide truth to the people and you let something sit long enough, then you breed conspiracies, right? But if they were able to provide truth and justice and different things like that in a proper sense of time, in a proper manner that we could all agree to, which is their job, then it doesn't breed conspiracy. But until our government or the Department of Justice is able to stop lying, and that's also the other thing, right? The American people's distrust into their own government, right? You think about the COVID situation, the Iraq war, us going into Iraq and being in Afghanistan for 20 years, the 9/11 situation, the Trump assassination. He said, should we look into the Butler, Pennsylvania shooting attempt of Trump too? Trump doesn't want us to. So there's weird shit going on all across the spectrum. There's just weird shit, funny shit going on when it comes to that. So I agree with you. The Charlie Kirk thing is like chewing gum. I mean, it's literally going on a year. But these things actually take a little bit of time because we're getting ready. The trial has started. So in order for him to really properly rest in peace, there has to be some sort of justice provided to the family. Now, I think some of Candance Owens' point of Erica Kirk being involved is her. We all know how this went, right? The thing is, people can't gaslight us into kind of the timeline on how this went, right? Charlie Kirk gets assassinated on September 10th, right? Everybody's all in a frenzy about it. Everybody's sharing the video. It's fucked up. But the conversation for about a week stemmed on people's response to Charlie Kirk's assassination. The first couple of days, it was about how people were cheering on his assassination. Then it turned into, oh shit, the exploding mic, or where's the shooter? Remember, there's the guy in the crowd that yelled, "I did it," and he gets chased down and he gets arrested and apprehended and then released. And there was the whole who did it thing, right? Then Erica Kirk started to get involved when she gave her first speech, and I covered it on my show. I was one of the first people. I watched her fucking monologue live, and I sat next to Lane. I sat next to my cousin, and I said, "This don't sound good. Something sounds off, right?" The way she spoke, the whole thing. I was like, I'm not jiving with this. There's something artificial about this. Now, granted, you could say she had her speech written for her. He said people celebrating it pissed me off. Yeah, it was a crazy fucking time in this country. Crazy time. But so there was that, right? And then you got shortly after that Netanyahu, the Israel connection, right? Netanyahu going on Twitter and hurrying up and admitting absolving himself from anything to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination. And people start scratching their head like, what's that all about, right? You're in the middle of a 27 front war with all these different enemies and you waste no time. I mean, Charlie Kirk is barely dead and you get on Twitter and say Charlie Kirk loved Israel. We are going to love and miss him and we had nothing to do with this. It's like, dog, this is a classic case of Scooby-Doo. All right, you know what I mean? Where the killer is usually somebody that they showed in the beginning of the fucking episode, right? It was the grocery store clerk, all right, that checked Scooby-Doo and Shaggy out for the Scooby snacks. It's the classic case of that. So, I mean, I'm not even saying Israel did it or had anything to do with it, But to Candace's point, and to a lot of people's point, is we said that they're complicit in the cover up. They're complicit in something. We don't necessarily know what it is, but y'all are complicit in something. Y'all are stonewalling other narratives and other leads to this case, right? Was it a patsy? Was Tyler Robinson a lone shooter? Because a lot of people had issues with the conventional narrative from the fucking get-go. The sloped roof, him with the rifle, unloading the rifle, getting it up on the roof, disassembling it, then tossing it in the woods, the screwdriver situation, the picture that they had released a week later of him in the hallway. Then you had the boyfriend, the transgender lover story and the letters, the ingrained bullets. A lot of people had questions from the fucking get-go about these things, right? It was not Candace Owens in fact, because I watched Candace Owens, she, during that period, was really, really fucked up and grieving. She was not even covering it. She first off, she took a while off of her stream. She took a bit off of her stream. Then I remember her first episode, and she was never even talking about, it was kind of like when Kobe passed away, I told people there was conspiracies out there. I said, this one hit close to home. Usually I'm down those rabbit holes, but I'm literally grieving, like, for real. Like, I don't even care. I don't care who fucking did it. I'm fucked up. This is somebody that she was near and dear to her heart. And you can make the case for Erica Kirk. That's her husband, right? So, but I'm just saying, it was not Candace Owens who even spearheaded any of these conspiracies about Erica Kirk did it. It took Candace Owens a few months. There was people on her show. I was watching day after day, her streams, and her fans would be in her comments like, yo, you're not going to comment on Erica Kirk? Yo, do you see what Erica Kirk is doing? And it took like literally a couple months for Candace Owens to finally say, okay, let me investigate Erica Kirk's angle into this. So them trying to act like these conspiracies didn't have legs before. Now, Candace Owens was the person who really kicked the door in, because she's dropped mad text messages that are unofficial court documents. She was the one to first tell us that Israel and that whole Zionist party and Daily Wire and Turning Point USA were lying about Charlie Kirk, never saying that he feared for his life and that his ever dying allegiance to Israel was ironclad. She was the first person to say that is factually incorrect, and she knew for a fact. Now, she never revealed her sources or how she knew. Listen, guys, I'm wondering if he said, I bet BB never met Charlie Kirk. He did. Or they was trying to meet literally a couple weeks before Charlie Kirk died. They were trying to set up a meeting, and Charlie Kirk was in negotiations to meet and stuff like that. And it was getting stonewalled, and there were some issues there, right? But that was revealed early sometime last year, or maybe this year, right? But one of the things I hope, listen, Candace and Charlie were really good friends. They come up under the same umbrella through the Turning Point USA organization, through the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro, the debate format, that whole thing, right? The whole red pill movement, right? You guys remember the whole Kanye red pill, red hat thing, the MAGA, the red hat. That whole time, Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk are best friends. And Candace Owens goes on to get married, get a husband. Charlie Kirk finds Erica Kirk. Candace Owens gets fired at the Daily Wire. And so people thought that there was beef between her and Charlie Kirk, but there was never beef. My take, guys, is I think that they were smart. This is my take. I think Candace Owens somehow, the way she, for a year now, or a little under a year, has kind of slowly leaked different information about the Charlie Kirk thing and his ties to wanting to leave the Zionist party and his anti-war stance, and how sure she was of it, and how she released mad text messages that at first they denied. For months they were like, no, these text messages are fake. Turns out that they're real. Now they're using them in court, yada, yada, yada. I think somehow, not only does she obviously know what Charlie Kirk was thinking and feeling because they were best friends and shared text messages and shit like that, but I think she somehow has his iCloud. That's me. I think somehow she has his iCloud. I think I'm saying it in jest. I'm not for real, but I'm just saying it's something to be wary of, because the way she's so sure. I mean, you can see her face right here. You can see her face right here. She's so sure of different things when it comes to Charlie Kirk's stance and where he stood on certain things, and how Erica Kirk is lying dead through her teeth, and turn to punch you and say was hijacking the organization. Now you can talk about some of her loopy things, like her alleging that Charlie came to her in a dream, and said that somebody was setting him up and trying to take over the organization. You can disparage all that. Oh, that looks good. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat. But I'm just saying there's a surety about her that tells me that she has more information. And the way like I said, the way she's leaked and kind of left paper trails week after week or month after month on her show, because I watch about the investigation. And so I'm watching on her show her say these things. People dispute whether it's true or not. And then I'm watching whatever she says or whatever she shows become conventional, accepted evidence or narratives later on down the road, right? So even some points in this argument, they go back and forth about what is he calling it? Positive evidence. And she's like, dog, I don't got to prove none of my, you keep saying positive evidence to me. I have a proven track record. You want me to show you and give you and make you understand it, but I can't make you understand it. What I do know is me, Candance Owens, I have said shit and it's been proven correct along this case all along the way, right? So that's where she stands. But let's finish some of this clip.
Back to the tweet aspect here.
You fact check if that was said or not. I did not hear her say
So the
this.
thing that's funny here is, like, we still aren't getting to any of these inferences. So
Why are you pivoting?
So
but just say you were wrong. It's cool to just say I was wrong.
I'm not wrong.
She said, like, I didn't say that. They fact checked it. PBD said I didn't say it. Like, you're making shit up. You're trying to gaslight me. Just apologize and say you're wrong, dude. And this is some of the optics that people are saying. Candance clearly won the optic part of it. Some people are making the case that she lost the debate because y'all don't agree with her. But I think part of a public debate is winning the optics, right? Winning the fanfare, winning the favor of the audience. And she clearly won that. I mean, through some of these clips, you could see Andrew Wilson was like nervously shaking his feet, literally shaking in his boots. He was stumbling over his words. And then we'll get to, obviously, the big bomb of him not even really understanding the charges that was brought up upon Tyler Robinson. We'll get to that.
So back to the tweet aspect here. It was really funny. That's not an exhaustive list of why I find it.
I didn't say it was exhaustive. I just said you said it.
And on top of well, no, you didn't. You said that I only said this one thing and then said based on that it's over. Well, I didn't. You didn't mention that I mentioned the screwdriver, DNA, all of these other things. You never mentioned any of that. So, no, you're actually incorrect there. But on top of that, moving over to the actual evidence itself.
Are you
Yes, I'm okay. Anyway, back to the evidence
if you're
itself.
okay.
Yes,
Actually,
I'm fine.
I'm glad you're asserting that you're okay. I wasn't worried about your health. I'm just saying that I just said you tweeted this. You said, no, I didn't. We got a fact check. And now you're like just going to gaslight me and pretend that I said.
There's no gaslighting.
It wasn't exhaustive. I never said that. I just said you did say this.
Zero gaslighting.
I didn't say you couldn't have said more, but I would like to address what you said in that tweet.
This is your time. If this is how you want to spend it interrogating my position, you can do it that way.
I'm just addressing what you asserted on your Twitter was like the hard evidence that convinced you it was overwhelming. That's literally your debate claim.
That's not what you said. That's not actually, in fact, what happened in that exchange. I was here for it.
So what's your position here?
Yeah, so my position is that based on all of the evidence, which has been demonstrated, at least all the evidence to my knowledge, that I am actually not seeing anything that's compelling as an alternative theory. I'm not seeing anything which is convincing me of something otherwise than what the state is presenting as evidence. That's my position, if that's what you're asking me.
So just going back to what you did actually tweet, is it fair for me to ask questions about that?
Is that the only tweet you're going to ask me about?
Well, we're addressing your claim that the evidence is overwhelming, and this is a tweet where you listed what you felt was overwhelming. I think that's fair,
but not
right? I feel like that's fair,
but not exhaustive. Just so you know.
And I never said it was exhaustive, even though you said I did.
Sure, whatever you want.
But yeah, so going back to that, all of that, as you say to me, well, Candance, why are you addressing and making inferences off of the testimony?
No, I never asked you why. You're making inferences. I asked you how, with the inference you made, you got to the conclusion.
Okay, so I would like to know how you got to the conclusion And I'm just going to throw it right back at you because
Yeah,
for some
that's
reason
fair.
you permit yourself to do it, and that's what I'm demonstrating is that you permit yourself.
And that's one of the main problems with his debate strategy in this was that he was applying different stipulations. He was intellectually dishonest, right? He was applying different stipulations and rules and regulations to Candance that he wasn't applying to himself or he wasn't applying to the state, right? He's allowed to make inferences. He's allowed to feel, he joked in the beginning about Candance just, oh, did it come to you in a dream? Did you just feel? And she clocked his T somewhere in the middle of the debate about some of Andrew's tweets in the past about Erica Kirk being a retard and how she's too retarded to run the organization or to be a part of the assassination. He said, Andrew Wilson comes across as sexist and misogynistic towards women in every interview I've seen. Yeah, that's his thing, right? He's part of that whole red pill, Andrew Tate, that whole Nick Fuentes movement. That's his thing, right? And they're etching out their own lane and they have their own fans, but he's definitely either that or he's just snobby or a rude dude. No, he's definitely sexist. He's definitely sexist. I mean, like I said, Candance talks to him about why he called Erica Kirk retarded a few months ago, and now he's taking her stance. And his response to that was, well, I think all women are retarded, And she said, oh, so you're allowed to just think, right? Where's your positive evidence on that, right? So you're allowed to just think and have feelings about things. But when it comes to me and my show and my timeline, some of the inferences I'm making, you want to challenge everything. And there has to be positive evidence. But when it comes to you, there doesn't have to be positive evidence. Also, the degraded weapons material, right? You're just feeling, right? Okay, you also admit, yeah, I don't like that behavior either. It's rudimentary. I hate that whole movement. I hate that whole kind of side of everything because it's so easy to clock them and it's so obvious what they're doing. And it's just incel behavior. But yeah, let's get to the main clip, right? About the 7 charges so we can get off this. Let's see if I can find it.
The question, you're just not following it enough.
It seems pretty like if you're going to engage and you're going to say the evidence is overwhelming that Tyler Robinson is guilty, I just think that you should. Like,
right.
Can you tell me one?
Then let's do the counter. You can really, this is a great gotcha.
No. You just got to ask me, play clips out of context, put me in the hot seat. So please just answer the question.
This is fair. Name all 7 since you've been following the case.
Okay, sure. You name one.
Yeah, you named all 7.
I'm happy to do that, but can you name one?
I think he's been charged with murder.
That's actually incorrect.
Okay, great. Now name all 7.
He doesn't even. This is like
name all 7.
And
you see her. She's like, this is just like, why am I debating you? And the reason why she won is because she was able to call all his jokers, call all his spades. She was able to. There was one instance in the debate where she had said, "Dog, y'all played 4 Erica Kirk clips. Like y'all played 4 because his team had pre-prepared." Clips. That was his debate strategy. He had his team, she had her team. Her team just asked for fact checkers. His team came up with pre-prepared clips of Candace Owens saying certain things that he wanted to ask her and question her about and react to. She stumps all on that in the beginning, like, dog, this is not a prosecution of me and shit that I've said on my own show and stuff like that. We are here to debate the overwhelming evidence claim that you made that Tyler Robinson is the lone wolf shooter, right? That let's debate the evidence, let's debate the prosecution, the defense, all that. He wanted to debate shit she said about Israel. He wanted to debate all these different things. So his team came prepared with readily clips for him to question her about these things. She clocked it early and said, dog, if this is your debate strategy, you're going to lose. I don't agree with Candance on everything, but I would rather be on her side than that asswipe side. I would say she came out looking better. He came out obviously looking worse. I would say she came out looking as the better prosecutor in this, and he looked like he was on the defense all the time. He tried to prosecute Candace Owens in this debate and really get her in some legal entrapments. You could tell towards the end of the debate, he tried to get her into mad legal entrapments. There was a segment where he goes, okay, can I ask you a series of questions now? And she's like, dog, I know you're working on behalf of Turner Points USA. Like, I know you're working on behalf of them. You're trying to get me to say different things that are going to tie up and hold up in court so they can sue me for defamation. And the way he started framing and asking the questions, do you believe Erica Kirk murdered Charlie Kirk? like these yes or no. And he's like, I only want a yes or no. And it's like, that's what prosecution does. That's what a fucking disposition is, right? And she didn't fall for any of those entrapments and tricks. However, I think she held her. I mean, at the end, she finally flipped it on him and started turning questions on him, and that's when his whole debate strategy started to crumble in. Now he's gone on Twitter and on X, claiming to the high heavens that Grok said he won the debate and AI said he won the debate. But dog, everybody knows you got clocked. You lost the debate, and this is that sexist behavior, Zach. This is that small dick energy that we're talking about, to where you can't even concede that the overwhelming majority of the public says that you lost the debate. Even people that was in your corner and your backers, they haven't come out and said you lost the debate. They just said that the whole debate in and of itself was tacky. The whole debate was rudimentary, or it became a dirty mud slinging contest, right? But no one's wrong case that you won the debate. But let's get back to this clip. Here we have Candance basically saying, dog, I'm just going to tell you from the jump, I don't think you even really care for the case. I obviously care for the case. It was one of my best friends that lost his life in this. I know everything about the case. Can you please name me one of the 7 charges in this case? And as you see, he claims that he's a conspiracy here. What if Erica had Charlie killed because he found out her and JD Vance are having an affair? There's rumors out there about Erica and JD. That is a funny conspiracy, Zach, but I think your timeline is a little bit off. I think the Erica Kirk and JD thing stems after the assassination. That's when they start getting touchy, feely. And that's when it's, Miss America, sparkly pants, explosion, Erica Kirk, first lady. That's when that happens. But there's no reporting or no connections between JD Vance and Erica Kirk before the assassination, to anybody's knowledge. But it's definitely a funny thing. I think they got some weird shit going on now, definitely, or they did after the assassination. But I don't think that's why she would have committed the assassination. But yeah, back to the clip.
Okay, sure.
Go ahead.
You name one.
Yeah, you named all 7.
I'm happy to do that, but can you name one?
I think he's been charged with murder.
That's actually incorrect.
Okay, great. Now name
He
all
said
7.
okay. He said okay, great. Like, let's move on from the fact that I'm wrong.
It's like,
name all 7.
And I
can you
I
name
think
all 7?
I can.
Then do it.
Sure, you don't have to
do it. No, do it. I'll count them. Go ahead.
You don't have to put your fingers up. I can
hang
do
on.
that.
Name them.
Yeah, sure.
Name them.
The first charge is aggravated murder, because that's what carries a death sentence in the state of Utah. No,
Next.
that's not. That is literally not murder.
Okay.
And
Next.
so just for people, I don't have to do it in a time limit. There's nothing going on. And just to explain to people the difference of why that really matters and shows that he doesn't actually care about this at all, is because aggravated murder, it's narrowly defined, and because it carries a death sentence. I'm going to answer the question.
Okay,
You're just going to recognize that your strategy of thinking that people are intimidated when you try to put a time constraint doesn't work, and you'll be better the next time you debate someone.
Clocked in. I mean, she's just putting boots in his ass right there. She's finally on the offensive, and she's like, dog, I see your tricks. They're not going to work. You're not going to point your finger at me. You're not going to rush me. You're not going to skip over the fact that you list the wrong charge, firstly. I'm not going to let you get away with that. We're going to stop right there and differentiate the charges, because you clearly don't know them. And she's actually kind of quite annoyed. She's quite annoyed. She's like, dog, because her take on this whole thing is that Turning Point USA sent their Trojan horse up there to debate her and put her in another legal entrapment. That's Candace Owens' stance on this whole debate. Like, and she's like, why am I wasting my fucking time with this dude? You don't even care about the case. You don't even know the charges, dog. You don't even know the charges. He said, how can she sit there and not just strangle that fucker? That's what I would be doing if someone talked to me that way. Oh, man. Man, oh, man.
I got it. Give me the other ones.
The more you cut me off, the longer I'll take. Do you want to just wait for me to finish of why that's a big difference, so that people don't walk away?
No, I just want you to list the charges.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. You just don't get to pretend that there's a time constraint for me to do that.
Well, how long does it take you to list 7 charges?
Because I'm speaking.
My God, look at PDB in the background. Look at PDB in the background.
I do that.
Well, how long does it take you to list 7 charges?
Because I'm speaking. You just got to.
It sounds like you're just delaying it because you don't know them.
I know all 7 of them,
Then
and I'm going to say
them.
again, because you're going to get embarrassed. You don't have to rush this.
She's like, dog, Like, you're going to get embarrassed. This is not going to, I clearly know the charges. You're going to get fucking embarrassed. You're going to get embarrassed. When I rattle them off, you're going to get embarrassed. You already should have conceded the fact that you don't know the charges because you already got the first one wrong. He said, I love this clip. He said, I love this clip. Because I know this is right out of your wheelhouse. It's like, dog, we're not skipping over the fact that you got that charge. Some people, some debaters and stuff, he said his foot shaking drove me crazy. Some people like me, sometimes I'll let shit slide like that. Like, okay, you got the first one wrong, but just for the sake of time and us not getting all into the mud, I'll let that slide. But she's not letting it slide. And that it's a good debate strategy in the sense that she's clocking his teeth. Like, dog, you got the first one wrong. You got the main charge wrong. I'm not letting that slide. We're not going to grace past it. We're not going to ignore the fact that you can't differentiate between aggravated murder and the charges that they carry. And then you're also accusing me of not knowing the other 6 or 7 charges, and I'm about to clock them. I'm about to tell you them. He said even PBD is done with Andrew. Yeah, he is. He definitely was. He's like, dog, she's about to fuck him up bad.
I'm also showing an example of a very flawed debate strategy. I
Okay,
actually
well,
am
I
under
got
no
one.
time constraint.
I got one.
Great. The second charge is the felony discharge of a weapon. The next 2 charges are for obstruction of justice.
Okay.
The next 2 charges are for witness tampering. And the
What's
final,
the specific charges, though?
that is them, obstruction of justice.
Look at her. Look, she's looking at PBD for so much reassurance because she literally can't believe that this guy's in front of her right now. She's like, dog, you are lasagna to me. You are chopped cheese. Like, this is easy money. What do you mean?
Tampering. And the
What's
final,
the specific charges, though?
Look at her look. She's looking at PBD like, this is who y'all got in front of me. This is y'all's guy. Hey, Erica Kirk, if you're out there, stop sending whack because Candance already debated the person that took over Turning Point. She already set up the whole Candace Owens, and she already met with Erica Kirk, and they did it not a debate, but they met, but they didn't let it live stream. They never made it live stream. So Candace Owens, again, her stance is, dog, stop. Turning Point USA, stop sending these Trojan horses to debate me and stop me, especially if you are going to send Andrew fucking Wilson, who doesn't know the 7 charges. Send the boss. Send somebody for real. Send somebody that's serious about it, that can really debate her on it. Send Nick Fuentes. Y'all need to send Nick Fuentes. We need Candace Owens. I know they met already before, but send somebody like Nick Fuentes who's going to be well educated. Andrew Wilson, I think he came out of this looking horrible. I mean, he came out looking horrible. He could not keep up with this girl, and he's supposed to be some misogynistic. All women are. He said early in the clip that all women are fucking retarded. So if all women are retarded, how'd you come out looking? How'd you come out with black eyes? How'd you come out looking more stupid than she did? Look at her face.
charges are for witness tampering. And the
What's
final,
the specific charges, though?
that is them. Obstruction of justice,
Both of
obstruction
those?
of justice, witness tampering, witness tampering.
Okay, and there's no other specifics to them.
Well, I can tell you why he's being charged with it.
Just the charges, and then 7?
Yeah.
Hunter said, I love to hate Andrew. I ain't gonna lie. He reminds me of someone I know, someone who is smart, but so naive and dumb, but his clips have me weak. The thing is, Andrew Wilson is, Nick Fuentes, Andrew Wilson, Andrew Tate, all of them, they're all kind of piggybacked off of, who's our guy that died, Hunter? Who's the guy that died? The black dude. I'm having a fucking brain fart, bro. Who's the guy that died? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Not fucking Charleston White. It's at the top of my tongue. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But they're all off his back, right? To where he would interview women about their delusion. He said, the boss is here. What's Candance saying today? Candance fucked Andrew Wilson up last week. It's the biggest thing. She fucked him up bad. They got in a whole debate about the case. He didn't even know one of the 7 charges. He accused her of not knowing the charges. She rattles them off. Then he accuses of her of getting texts from his team. We're gonna finish it. Who? Don't say for sure a legend. What's his fucking name? Not Charleston White. Y'all know what I'm talking about. God. He drove me fucking bonkers. But he would always debate the women and tell them that, and he would rate them. Or he would have them rate themselves, right? Like, what do you think you are out of a 10? and they would say, I'm an 8 out of 10. And he would say, you're 5'8", you're 215 pounds, you work at McDonald's, you have no college degree, you have no diploma. How in the fuck do you think you're an 8 out of 10? He said you would hit the A gap like a motherfucker. I can't think of his name right now either. Why are we... Shane, help us out, bruh. Who's the guy that died, bruh? That was a fucking legend. Why am I having a brain fart, bro? God, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
See, the bad thing is when you try to be an a-hole and it tell you why he's being charged with it. The next 2 charges are for witness tampering. And
what's the specific charges, though?
Not Howard fucking
obstruction of justice,
Both
obstruction of justice, witness tampering.
Okay, and there's no other specifics to them.
Well, I can tell you why he's being charged with it.
Just the charges and then 7?
Yeah, see, the bad thing is when you try to be an a-hole and it doesn't work.
What's the 7th?
The last charge is violence in front of a minor.
Okay, got it. So then he's being charged with murder. You just say aggravated murder. That's the distinction. You just want to.
It's a massive. It's like you cannot say murder versus aggravated murder.
Distinction.
This gets to the entire crux of why him being up for the death sentence. And I actually find the defense.
Shane, I'm talking about the guy in our realm. He went on the Joe Budden podcast. The black dude that used to roast the bitches for rating herself 10 out of 10 when they was fucking horrible, and he used to talk mad fucking shit. And he just died like 3 years ago. I'm just me and Hunter are having a brain fart. I can't believe Hunter fucked with him hard. I can't believe we used to send his clips all the time. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Zach, it's nobody that you're naming. It's not nobody. It's not Howard Stern. It's not Rush Limbaugh. It's I keep saying Charleston White. It's not fucking Charleston White. It's going to bother me. It's going to bother Kevin Samuels. Thank you. It's Kevin fucking Samuels. Yeah, they're all off. Andrew Tate, Andrew Wilson, Nick Fuentes, all the incels, all that misogynistic, all of that whole movement is right off the back of Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels literally walked so they can run. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Samuels was Andrew Wilson way before Andrew Wilson. The thing is, Kevin Samuels was way more player. He was way funnier. But Andrew Wilson loves to sit across from college women. Like I said, Kevin Samuels, a goddamn legend. A goddamn legend. Kevin fucking Samuels, yeah. But yeah, Andrew Wilson loves to, like I said earlier in the stream before everybody got here, Andrew Wilson loves to sit across from like that pink-haired girl at the liberal college, and he clocked her tea when she talked about 300,000 Native people died and all that stuff. But this is the first time, like Shane said, the boss is here. He had to sit in front of the boss. And despite what a lot of people want to say, if you hate Candance or love Candance or whatever you got to say, she's the boss right now when it comes to the not the manosphere, the women's sphere. This episode alone, when I was watching it live, it had millions of fucking views. It's up to, million. I'm talking millions and millions and millions of views, right? So you have to, he popped all that shit on Joe Rogan. He went up there on Joe Rogan where he couldn't have been checked by anybody. Popped that shit literally just last Monday or Tuesday. He went on Joe Rogan, popped that shit, called Candace Owens out, said she was ducking a fade from him, a debate that his team offered $300,000 to debate her, and she's been ducking it. So what happens? They agreed to a debate a couple days later, and she smokes his boots. And he has to eat that. Now, like I said, he's gone on X and just denying the loss. And no, dog, with the world watching, you got your boots smoked. He said, nah, Andrew done checked mad guys too. Candace is just actually really smart and being on her P's and Q's, especially about this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's I'm not making it. He is misogynistic and he hates women and shit like that. And that's not my words. That's his words, right? He said all women are fucking retarded. He told Candace that to her face. He said Erica Kirk is retarded, and I think all women are retarded, and there's nothing you're doing today that makes me think any different. He told her that to his face in the debate. He said, I still think all women are fucking retarded. And I'll be thinking, I know some of that shit is tongue in cheek and it's a little bit funny, but yeah, I'm not making the case that he only debates women, but he particularly is of that new kind of style, that right-wing style, where the conservative movement, where they went up to college campuses, particularly liberal college campuses, and debated 19 and 20-year-olds. This is one of the first times that he's had to sit in front of a well-versed podcaster, somebody that was a part of the apparatus before when she was at the Daily Wire and stuff like that. He said, "Yeah, I need to watch the full debate. I know it's hilarious as fuck." Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, she just let him create a whole rope to hang himself. He said, "Incel as fuck." Yeah, definitely. It's the whole incel behavior. But you could thank Kevin Samuels. Honestly, you could thank Kevin Samuels. He, like I said, he kind of started that whole thing. Y'all know me. That's not my bag at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a womanizer. Look, you hear me, Shane? I'm not a womanizer, but I'm also not somebody that's like anti-woman, misogynistic, and all that type of shit. Like, we hate women, women are fucking dumb, all that type of shit. Like, I hate the whole conversation, right? It's really fucking stupid to me. And like I said, and like Hunter said, somebody like Candance Owens, I can never make the claim that whether I agree with her or disagree with some of the conspiracies she be spilling out and some of the crazy shit she says, she's not dumb by any means. She's a really, really, really smart woman. Even when I disagree with her back during the whole MAGA red hat Kanye West thing, when I first got introduced to Candance Owens around 2016, 2017, that whole era, and she would go on Breakfast Club, and I totally disagreed with all of her beliefs and all of her views. She would go up there and talk about. Shane said Kevin Samuels did start that high value man weird shit. I never liked that for us. Weird energy. Yeah, you know what that is, and he definitely did. And I didn't like. That's the thing. Y'all used to send the Kevin Samuels clips, and I would maybe chuckle a little bit, but overarching, I never liked that angle. I never liked that avenue of going. I don't like the what is it called? The men versus women, the gender war. I never liked the gender wars. I've never participated in the gender war thing. I've never gone and used my social media to participate in the gender war thing. I think men are fucking pathetic when it comes to that. Honestly, if you're a man, Keno, I know you're listening because I know Keno's a big proponent of this. I'm calling you. Keno be all involved in the whole gender war thing. Like, dog, that's so beneath me. Like, as men, we are supposed to lead, provide, and protect women. And if they sat on social media complaining all the time about our lack thereof and our ineptness and our bedazzled jeans and all that stuff like that, to me, that's something we got to take on the chin. This whole new fucking motion where we now play tit for tat with women, where it's like, oh, okay, we're tired of them just, taking us up top for dates and going out and getting free lunch and stuff like that. So we're going to do it to the women to make them feel that whole shit is weird. Lesbian, small dick behavior. I'm not involved in any of that. Kevin Samuels didn't hate women. Yeah, I didn't like the high value man shit either, but we all hate the delusional girls who'd be so delusional. I love him breaking it down for them in plain English. That gender wars, Myron is another big proponent. Myron yell at girls at the top of your lungs is nuts. Kevin Samuels used to shred men too. He just used to call pathetic people pathetic, and it was hilarious. Yeah, I agree. I don't mind. The thing is, he was dealing with a lot of delusional women, right? That would, like I said, would rate themselves 8 out of 10, and they would be like 400 pounds. And he would set them up, right? They would go on and on about this story. My dude cheated on me, this and that. I got dirty panties. They would go on, and then at the end, he would say, he said, "I'm with you a little bit, but men have been attacked lately on a whole different scale, and I can get into." I want you to finish that thought, Malik, because I don't care. We've been seeing that, but we also got to understand that the gender war whole thing is being pushed by outside forces, right? The whole family dynamic has been destroyed partially due to gender wars in and of itself, right? I've been saying that the left and right been in a tit for tat game. Black and white people been in a tit for tat game with the whole Charlie Kirk assassination, Hulk Hogan thing. But the men and women tit for tat thing that's been going on for a better part of 15 years now, it's whack, bro. It's whack. We need each other, right? Women need men and men need women. This whole gender roles and women complaining about men's roles and then men complaining about women's roles. And so it started with the confusion in 2010, 2012, right? It started with the confusion of women empowerment and women saying that, no, we want to work on our cars and we want to do this and we want to do that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, we'll see how this ends. We'll see how this lands, right? So it started from there, right? Now you fast forward and fast track us to 15 years later, and now here we are. Nobody knows their roles. Nobody respects the roles. But now we're at the end of that fucking train to where now women are complaining again about the fact that, you know, men are wearing bedazzled jeans and men don't buy flowers and men don't do this and men don't do the manly thing. And now men are complaining that bitches walk around here with deep voices and smoke weed and they're Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's like, well, this is what y'all wanted. This is exactly what y'all wanted. You said, if I say what I think, I might get kicked off Facebook, but they are trying to make men feminine. For sure. For sure. That's why I don't get involved in the whole gender war thing, because, again, there's other forces acting in on what they're trying to do. They're trying to feminize men. They're trying to neutralize genders in and of itself altogether. They're just trying to they're trying to neutralize genders, right? They're trying to attack the family dynamics. He says, so you blame women, really? I blame anybody who participates and falls for that bait. I do not. I haven't seen Malik. I got I've got you on Facebook. I know you're happily married, kids, beautiful family, and stuff like that. I haven't seen you particularly contribute to it. Hunter, his quarrels with women, it will be private. Shane's quarrels with women will be private. I've never seen anybody on this stream per se participate in the whole gender war thing. And that's really my crux is. Now, whether you have your own critiques on what women as a whole, as a collective are doing currently, that's cool, right? I got some quarrels and I got some disagreements on how women are moving as a collective, but I don't publicly feed into the whole gender war thing. It's not my place. And a lot of times I definitely agree with some of the things that the women have a problem with the men. Because at the end of the day, as men, we're the captains. We're the captains of the ship. So like everything women are complaining about, we got to take that shit on the chin and we got to self-correct reasonably. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of it had to do with identity politics and gender confusion. That's where a lot of this stemmed from. He says, nah, Kevin was definitely weird. I never got into him. I thought he was just funny for content. I never agreed, again, with his overarching kind of positions on that Shane calls it. It's incel behavior, small dick behavior. I'm never going to be in favor of men going out of their way to publicly attack women, like making that their thing. Now, if you get into like with Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens, if he bodied Candace Owens and kind of laid the smackdown on Candace Owens, hey, cool, I'm all right with that. But to make it your kind of niche and your thing to go out of your way to specifically target and attack women, it's not really my bag. We got somebody who wants invited. Hold on. Somebody wants to add in on this gender war thing. I didn't know it was gonna hit at home like that. Tyler must be in bed. Hold on. I'm sending the invite now. Invite is sent. But yeah, it's not my thing. He said, who you think won? Candace won. It's not even close. Whether you think that Tyler Robinson shot the dude or not, Candace Owens actually won the debate. She won the optics of the debate. She won the fanfare of the debate. She got money. She got paid from the debate. Andrew Wilson, to me, came out looking worse. And you can always tell. The thing is, I hate this. I hate this place that we're in. He said, and that was one small section of a long debate, I would say. Yeah, it was one. Yeah, this was her. This was her. What is this style called, right? When the prosecution kind of withholds information, or the defense actually can kind of withhold information and let the prosecution continue, and then they present this information last minute or somewhere in the middle of it as like the smackdown, like gotcha. This was her gotcha moment, right? And it kind of landed at her feet. She didn't prepare for this. She didn't plan for this at all. She didn't have gotcha clips planned. She just asked, she just said, I genuinely don't think that you really care for the case. Can you name one of the 7 charges of the case? And it fell right in her lap. And then he didn't help by by trying to rebut her by saying, well, I don't think you know all 7. And she clearly knew all 7. And then he doubled down and said, and we got to finish this clip. He doubled down and said, well, I think somebody was texting you. And she's like, dog, he said, I didn't get it. Who did I send it to? Oops. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I sent it to the wrong person. Bruh, I sent it to the wrong person. That's fraud. How do I delete it? Unsend. Thank you. But yeah, before Hunter gets on here, let's he said, yeah, she smoked him with that. Yeah, let's finish this clip before Hunter gets on here.
Is filing about why this is not aggravated to be very compelling of why it's not aggravated murder. I actually think that if the state was going to even try to pull this off, they should have charged him with just murder. And then I do also, again, want to stress to audiences that debate strategy, it's some sport. I think he thinks it's a blood sport. It's not. It's about being right and being principled when you're engaging. And you can make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, but at least be genuine in pretending that you care about this case enough to know one of the 7 charges that are up against Tyler Robinson when you say the evidence is overwhelming that he's guilty. If you would like to move to final statements, I'm fine. I want to make sure Andrew has had the time that he has requested.
I think your team would like to pull up the 7 charges that he just asked you about. If you guys want to pull that up just to confirm the 7 you went through. Can you guys zoom in a little bit? For
aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, obstruction of justice, which is counts 3 and 4, 5 and 6, tampering with a witness, and count 7
violent
I said offense in the presence of a
in front
minor.
of a child.
Yeah.
That's what
So
I
5, 6, tampering witness, 3rd-degree felony.
Dog,
now I
you're
did
wrong.
notice
You was wrong.
something.
She
I just
knew all
was
7.
curious about. If I'm just wondering.
Now he's holding his head and now he's just curious.
Felony. Now I did notice something. I just was curious about.
Oh, you got a headache now. Got it.
If I'm just wondering, when you pulled out your phone just before you asked that question, did somebody by chance text you that question?
You can check my phone.
I'm just curious.
No, you can absolutely not. I have not had one communication with a single person, not even my producers who are in there this whole time we were here. You want to check my phone? I'm happy to do it because you're just going to get double embarrassed. Where's my phone?
You want to see it?
I'm just curious. Yeah.
You can literally do that. Here you go. PBD, you're the moderator. Take it.
Let's see
See
it.
if anyone was texted at all during this debate
All right.
about the violent charges or anything.
Candace Owens
I'm
nude
looking
pops
for it.
up.
If you give me permission.
That would be
to go through my phone. I don't even
That's
see
what we
The
need.
last
That'd be
one
cool.
has nothing to do with it. It's just a compliment.
Her husband sent her
I
a
haven't
dick
even read my
pic.
text messages.
That's
so
a compliment.
He's reading.
He's like, whoa.
You're okay. You'll give me permission.
Yes.
I'm just going to read 3 of them
Yes.
to 1132 because after that, I don't need to read it.
And you know,
So again, Andrew Wilson doubled embarrassed himself by just doubling down. He's just one of those guys that cannot concede defeat. Especially, I think this is my personal take. I don't think he can definitely concede defeat to a woman. He's one of those people. He said got smoked and by a black woman. That boy's hurt big time. That's exactly what I think it is. All right, what's up with the homie review?
What's good?
What's up? We was talking about the gender wars. You had something to say about that, or you had something to say about this portion of the debate?
Nah, I mean, I just figured I had like 45 minutes. I was about to just
Okay.
tap in.
Okay. Here's Zach. Andrew, go
Bruh.
fuck yourself. No way this guy's married or has kids. The guy will be single for life with his shitty attitude.
That's hate, Zach.
Yeah, he's married. Hunter, do I need to find Zach? Have you seen the clip where he says "shut your bitch mouth"? Do I need to find that clip for everybody?
He said, you look sniz.
He said, "Shut your bitch mouth." He said, "Don't talk about my wife." Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Stop sharing. But yeah, I mean, what's your take on what you've seen from the debate?
I've always seen this. I've seen this clip like 3 times. I've seen a few other clips. Yeah, like I said in the comments, Candace Owens is smart as fuck, especially,
Smart
I
as
mean,
fuck.
this case right here is like, you know, this is super personal for her. So, I mean, she would crush us in this debate. Like, you know, she was just,
Anybody, easy.
yeah, I was about to say anybody. I mean, in this specific debate, but he looks retarded. It's really that face he makes, like just right there, and he's just like, and he looks wrong. Like, by any chance, it's just he just looks so damn retarded and dumb.
Exactly.
Like
And
to
that-
where he's, and then this way he doubled down. It's just like, okay, so you was just dead wrong, and then you just go on and say that, check your phone. It's just like, boy, and now everybody's saying about he had the earpiece.
I know.
So he just looks all bad, but
Have you been seeing him on his page like not conceding defeat?
I saw you say something today on Twitter, and I was weak when you said you fucking lost. But I don't see nothing on him at all.
Bruh, he's Zach. This is the first time I've heard about this debate. Malik said she trained for debates her whole life. That's entire turning point thing. Exactly. And she said I watched her episode last night, her first episode since the debate, and she was just like, man, like I don't know why they keep trying. First off, the person that they're trying to defend is the one that trained Charlie. She is Charlie's understudy. That's her. That was her friend. That was her coworker, and he trained her on how to debate. So if y'all love Charlie so much, Andrew Wilson and Erica Kirk, and y'all think he's the greatest debater since Malcolm X, what do y'all think I am? Why do y'all keep sending these whack ass debaters? I know how to fucking debate. She's like Hunter said, she's obviously going to know the information. She was so insulted when Andrew Wilson said, "Can you name the 7 charges?" It's like, of course I could, because I wouldn't accept. I'm not an idiot. I wouldn't have accepted the damn debate. It's like what me and you be saying, Hunter. It's like, dog, I'm not arguing with y'all tooth and nail till I'm blue in the face on something that I haven't fucking looked into. What I'm telling you, I've looked into it.
Yeah, I mean, and just like she has a show multiple times a week, and with hundreds of thousands of viewers, and not only that, but like that she makes crazy claims with, and one of her best friends died and got murdered. You know what she thinks is murdered. What everybody thinks is murdered, but what she thinks is deeper than that. So.
Right.
She's not just going to go on there and not even know the simplest thing of the charges. I mean, that's just the easiest thing in the world. I mean, that's the step one. So like when he called her out on that, it's just like that's just going to be silly. Like you could have went out there and said something completely else. But yeah, I've seen other clips of how they was talking about how they weren't. He really wasn't supposed to pull up all this Erica Kirk shit in the first place. Like he was doing that shit out of bad faith, and she was just like, okay, like whatever, but like that's not what we kind of agreed to. But like, cool. I feel like we're just wasting a lot of time on this Erica Kirk shit. Like, we can get to like the real shit, but like you just keep bringing this Erica Kirk shit up for whatever. But like,
that's I talked about that a little bit earlier. That was one of the other things that when you guys watch the debate, you'll see where again she won the optics of it again, because some people are debating on like. They're trying to debate on did she win because they disagree with her. That's null and void when you're debating somebody, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. No one knows the truth. The trial's beginning now. Right. You know what I'm saying? The point of the matter is who swayed the audience, who won the optics and all these different things like that. And to your point, she fucked him up bad earlier. I played the clip, I think, earlier, where his team, there was a long, awkward silence because his team had inserts of those clips that you're talking about, the Erica Kirk inserts, where Candace Owens would be talking shit about Erica Kirk, and he wanted to grill her on that. But maybe they played like 2 or 3 clips in a row, and she was like, dog.
Candace Owens was like, I think Erica Kirk needs to be investigated or interviewed and stuff like that. And she was like, well, how do you know that she hasn't been? And she was like, I don't. He's like, okay, so why are you out there saying that you're making that claim? She's like, I'm not making that claim. I'm on my podcast, on my show. She was like, how do you know that she has been? He's like, I'm not. And she's like, okay, so it's like up in the air. No one knows that she has or hasn't been. I'm allowed to say that I think that she should be. Like, and it's not like, what are you talking about? I'm allowed to say that on my show. Like, what the?
Exactly. And that's where his dumbass don't understand that he lost. Because his job, again, he put up $300,000 was to show quantitatively that he said that there was overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson was the lone shooter. Her case has never been, she's investigated and looked into other conspiracies, so you could be mad at her for that. But her case has always been, there's more to it than just him. So whether that's 5%, like he did 95% of it, and another 5%, Israel did it, she's still right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Her point is that, and when you're trying to put somebody to death, it has to be beyond reasonable doubt. There could be no other shred of evidence anywhere else. He said, Turning Point sent him, and it's obvious. Yeah. And she called, that's what I'm saying. She won the debate so easy because she called out all of the plays. She said, I know Turning Point sent you. I know Erica Kirk sent you guys. And she also said, dog, you just played 3 Erica Kirk clips in a row, and his team got fucked up because they was going to play a 4th. And after she said that, they couldn't play the 4th because she clocked their T. And there was a long pause where PBD just said, "Hey, Andrew, your team just sent another clip," and they were supposed to play the clip, but they never played it. And it was because it was a fourth Erica Kirk clip. So Candace Owens said, "Look, you see her face on the screen. She's all his little tactics she was calling out before he did it, so it neutralized all his tactics. It was a massacre. It was just bad. Now people saying that his career is over, that's just dramatic. You know, shit like this in this climate doesn't ruin anybody's career anymore. Nothing ruins anybody's career.
Now he'll go back to doing exactly what he was doing.
He'll be cussing out people left and right. I mean, just no doubt about it. What do you? While I mean, you guys tell me. What do y'all think? I kind of know what you're going to say. Do you think that there's other parties at play with the assassination of Charlie Kirk? We've talked about it on here, but we've never really just answered that concretely.
Yeah, I don't think it was just Tyler Robinson shooting him.
Okay. I'm the same. I think that there was other things at play, and I mean, we shall see. We shall see. Zach said early on here, so you know that it's coming up on a year. That was September 10th. That's crazy, isn't it?
That is kind of crazy. It seems way longer.
Yeah, that's what I said. It seems way longer. That's coming up on a year, literally next month, and it's just a crazy fucking. It's really crazy. The climate that we're in, just absolutely crazy. Malik said 100% that there was other actors involved. I already know Malik, who you think it was. Y'all tell me who y'all think it was in the comments, man. But yeah, Erica Kirk, you got to step your cookies up. Also, while I switch off of this, he said, it might not be as nefarious as some people think, but he wasn't a lone wolf. I agree. I mean, it's clear as day to me he wasn't a lone wolf. Now, the only things that I continue to have trouble with since the beginning of this case is it was an heirloom. Like, that gun was passed down to him. We know that for a fact, right? We know his parents made the call to turn him in, right? And then there's also the letter of some sort of admission, right? So that's where I'm like, okay, so it sounds like he was definitely involved. I don't think he's a lone wolf shooter. Even if he was the shooter, I feel like there's somebody behind him. He definitely was involved somehow. But then you got to ask the questions like, okay, how did he, the whole roof thing, the slope, the whole thing, right? It just doesn't make sense. Them disposing the gun. There's something else involved. So that's where I agree with Candace's premise that she is like, from day one after the assassination, she said, I'm going to exhaust all the options. And Erica Kirk and Turning Points have tried to stonewall her and shut it down. And a month later, they said, nope, Tyler Robinson, let's move on. And that's when everybody was like, well, hold on. Why are y'all trying to make it him so bad before investigating the fact that Bibi Netanyahu tweeted the day of, right? You know what I'm saying? Why don't y'all want to chase any other lead on this case? That's when it got weird. And then everybody's attacking Candace Owens as if Erica Kirk isn't the one to jump out with sparkly pants. That wasn't Candace Owens. Ain't have nothing to do with that. We all said
not to mention, evidence or not, just the way Erica Kirk acted since like the third day after he died.
That was everybody's first inkling that something was off. It had Candace Owens, like I said before you got on here. She took a sabbatical. People forget she went away because her best friend got assassinated. She didn't stream the next day or she took a little while. And I watch her show. Even when she came back on, she never addressed the Erica Kirk thing. It took her a few months. People was literally in her comments saying, yo, Candace, you need to address Erica Kirk. And she would always say, no, I'm not getting into that. I like Erica Kirk. I met her. My best friend just died. It was personal to her. It was us that was like, yo, Erica Kirk, something's off with that. So, again, that's where I agree with Candace. I don't necessarily agree with some of her leads. I don't know who it was, but all we're saying is it needs to be investigated further than everybody just trying to pin it on Tyler Robinson and make it a closed case. There was other actors involved, and that's bottom line. Malik said the phone call. All right, let's switch gears, man. You didn't see that Beyonce clip. You wasn't on her, was you?
Mm-mm.
Good God. Good God. I
What'd
can't
she
even
do?
go back. Have you heard Beyonce news?
News?
Yeah. The leak?
No. I mean, I heard the song she dropped a couple
All right, let me go back.
last week.
I want to get your reaction. We'll watch only a minute of it. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Come on over here. Here, you can do. You want to sit up? You want to make this easier? You can sit up. Michael. Hi. Okay, we're in. Okay. All right, we're in the studio, and I have Beyonce sitting on my lap, and I'm gonna put you on speakerphone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on speakerphone to talk to her, and give. Okay, you're shaking. Okay,
This is nasty. He's making me mad.
Who is that guy?
Michael.
He's an exec.
Here we go.
And he had connections to Michael Jackson, and he enticed Beyonce to sit on his lap, and he would call Michael Jackson.
I have Beyonce here.
Hi.
Hi, Beyonce.
How you doing?
Well, good. I really appreciate you doing this because we're giving back.
I'm very honored.
I say she's giving back all right.
I can't believe I'm
He
doing
said,
this.
"Come sit on my lap, and I'll call
Thank
Mike."
you. Thank you.
It's just so sick. So that's really the crux of it. The bigger conversation, yeah, Malik said, dude, is a creep. The bigger conversation that people are, obviously they're mad about the predatorial thing, but they're saying that this is what Drake was alluding to when he was talking about bees on the table. You know, this little mastermind, Aubrey Graham. But so that's really where the conversation stemmed from, this whole leak.
Right.
That, you know, this was another Drake shot about Beyonce selling ass and sucking exec dick to get to where she's at. But this is, you know, I'm talking to you.
Do you not think Beyonce sucked on his ex dick?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You know we believe. I was just about to say.
I was about to say, of course I think
I was about to say,
Beyonce
you
sucked
know
on his
how
ex
we
dick.
think. You shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
That wouldn't change my mind at all.
Yeah, we know exactly what goes on, right?
Yeah.
I
I'll
don't
make it
think
to the
Beyonce-
fucking
yeah,
top where
she's not an exception to the rule. I thought she was the queen of doing that.
Right. Right. Getting the number one every fucking
Yeah,
year.
like what the fuck? And I mean, you remember the conversation a few months. He said, "I'm sick of what people think." Drake
Man,
I can't
me
lie.
too.
Now, I know. I love that. Y'all used to want to do it with Kendrick. No, y'all go ahead and have that. Y'all go ahead and have that. It got 20 different meanings. Bees on the table. Like, okay, bees definitely on the table over here. But yeah, the video when I first reacted to it, I was telling people how mad it made me. People are just so sick, and that fat exec is driving me the fuck crazy. He said, "Man, fuck all this Drake about to smoke Jay-Z when this battle happened." No, we're not going here. We're not going here. I just wanted Hunter to see the clip real quick so he has some context. Fuck, I was about to ask the question though. Fuck. Oh, you remember the conversation about can you make $1 billion clean?
Yeah.
What do you say to that? Can you make $1 billion ethically?
$1 billion?
Mm-hmm.
$1 billion's a lot. Like people don't really realize. Yeah, people don't realize how much $1 billion is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you can. Like, I'm sure there has been a person who has, right? Like, I'm sure there are exceptions to that rule, but like the 99% of people know. But I'm sure there's a person or a few people who has made $1 billion in like stock market, like, you know, who just actually weren't, you know, creeps or bad guys and actually just made created a business and I don't know, but like I'm sure maybe one or two, you know, whatever.
Right. Slipped through the crack.
I'm sure. Who maybe was a low key guy.
He said, "No, not possible." He said, "Someone has to get fucked. Maybe not by you personally, but somewhere along the line." Okay, I see what he means. He don't mean literally fuck like penetration. He means the system that we're in. And I agree with that, Malik. I do agree with you there that just the way our system's built, capitalism is built on, in order for you to make
that's different. Yeah, that's totally different.
You gotta treat a janitor like shit somewhere along the way.
Yeah, I mean that's the system. So
he said stock market isn't clean. There's no way to do it. I agree. Yeah, I agree with that sense. more so
Yeah.
being a part of a cabal, or like
Right.
the Epstein class, right? So yeah, I just wanted to know because we're pretty similar in that vein, and we've never let Beyonce or Jay-Z be the exception to that rule. I got one song on the wedding playlist that I hope you play.
But I'm saying like you know who would have been my exception to the rule. So like there, you know what I'm saying, and he would have been the victim. So like there are cases.
And
For
Shane's
you.
not gonna go for that, but yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, that's okay.
He said, I hate this argument almost as much as I hate gender wars. I can't lie. It's so short-sighted. Why does the argument start at millionaires or billionaires? Capitalism is from the ground up. No money is made. Ethically, with that logic, you can make You're right, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
Yeah, no, I agree 1000% with Shane. That's why I wasn't even thinking about that at all. I was just about to say that don't even if we're going by that route.
You're right. Blood is on all of our hands.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say if we're going that route, then blood is on. If we live in America right now and we're working right now, blood's on your hands. So that's
I'm on MacBook Air. You're on your iPhone, and there's children
right.
mining these.
Boom, bingo. Right now, we're on FaceTime. There's children mining these right now. Joe Rogan was talking about it. It's the podcast. He bawled and cried because the dude told him what was going on over there to get the fucking shit. So exactly right, what you just said.
Yeah, blood.
I thought me and you was talking about like
cabal.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Malik wants you to answer directly. He said who?
Damn, Malik checked you, Shane.
No, he's talking to you, Hunter. He said,
damn, Malik checked me.
He said, who's the exception to the rule?
Michael Jackson.
Yep, straight up. Straight up. And yeah, we don't got to land there. But yeah, I think Mike was as ethical as it can get in that sense. And he was everything that they were doing, they put on him.
To not become a billionaire.
Yeah, yeah. And they accused him of all the shit that they were doing. So, yeah, there's that. He said, have you heard about Natalie Harp? Yeah, I have. I don't got nothing prepared for her. All right, Hunter, what about this?
Damn, they got your town fucked up.
They got
your
all right, y'all.
They got your town fucked up, man. Hey, man, you might be right. I went to the DMV the other day and I was in and out, no bullshit, less than 5 minutes.
Oh, they're gone for sure.
They was talking about 6 to 8 months ago. You was in there for hours.
Easy. Shane said the road to hell is paved with good intentions. That ends the ethical millionaire argument.
I agree. I like 1000% agree with that.
Yeah, if we're just talking about capitalist system, there's just no way.
There's just no way.
That's the way it's designed. You have to step on somebody to climb up the ladder.
Yeah, boom. Yeah,
even if you don't do it with ill intentions.
Boom. Yeah, I agree.
We're doing it like Shane said in our own market. As you climb up your corporate ladder, as I climb up my corporate ladder,
someone else ain't getting that promotion. Someone else is done, and it's just the way it goes. But yeah. So, and you don't even mean to do it. It's just like you want better for yourself, but it's not.
Exactly.
You don't want the next person to
games.
not. Yeah, Squid. He said Squid Game, but yeah, man, they looking like shit.
When's the last time you driven on the south side? I know you come. You come
every day.
You come through the south, or you go through?
I come through the south. I drive all the way down South Line, make that right on Grand, go all the way down Grand.
Can you not tell the difference? Well, I guess even when you started this job, it was kind of dispersing out. But for me,
I've been there almost 6 months now already.
Yeah, and it's been going on for about that duration. I mean, obviously they wasn't all forced to leave at that time, but they start clearing out months ago when it first got announced, and then it got extended again, and yada yada yada. But me, for somebody that's obviously native here and live here and travel around, I've been telling people for 2 weeks since it really, really ended 2 weeks ago. Dog, when I drive to my parents' house, I mean, Little Haiti is not. It's empty. The roads are empty. It's almost like I kind of forgot how Springfield used to be. I knew it would happen, but it's been 6 or 7 years since it's really been like that. So I kind of forgot.
Yeah, see, I don't see no change like that. It's like for me, it's not no way different to me. I haven't noticed a change from now and 3 years ago.
Right, it's not a noticeable thing.
It's not because I don't. Maybe it's just because I don't live there.
Right.
But so I'm just there when I'm there. But yeah, I mean,
Zach said there's no way they're going to round up every Haitian in Springfield or Ohio. There's probably some going to apply for citizenship. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously they'll try, but
round up.
I mean, that's what they're doing. He said they're gone. They are gone. We had a school giveaway at my mom's store, and they are deep over by there. It was empty Southern Village Plaza. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about over there by Sunset and all that stuff. They was heavy over there. They have businesses and shit over there. They're gone. But now the ones that were here illegally are gone. I mean, there's obviously still some Haitians that have citizenship
For sure,
that
that they got the.
So it's
they
not
got
like,
the
listen,
businesses and
Springfield,
shit.
y'all are not off the hook. You're still going to see a couple fucking Haitians, and I'm not one of them. So stop it.
But the video you sent yesterday, the dude in the yellow rain boots.
Bro, no, I wanted to find that. Let me get on my Facebook. Can you just talk shit real quick while I find that, please? Because I gotta find that on Facebook.
It just be my thing though. It's just like, why the yellow rain boots with the basketball shorts? If ice is there, be on your fucking P's and Q's.
Why would you wear yellow rain boots?
If you're ice, I'm just saying, if I'm an ICE agent and I'm driving down the street looking for that,
you're like, well, don't mind if I do.
You're not helping yourself out, is all I'm saying. So,
what do you say? Okay,
it's going to take a long while to round them all up.
Zach, what's your take? You want them round up? You want them out of here?
What do you mean? TPS started in 2010 and the influx in Springfield started in 2014 or 2018. It did not start in 2014, Zach.
He's probably right. He's probably right. We started noticing it. Remember, we started noticing it in 2017, and people, I say on this stream all the time, people just forget that happened. I was there. I was a part of exactly, Shane. I was a part of spreading the narrative that they was kidnapping people. He said kidnapping. Oh no. Okay, never mind. But y'all act like y'all don't remember in 2017 when we were saying they was kidnapping people at Walmart. He said that was part of the reason I moved to Northridge. Wait, nigga, hold on, Malik. When did you move to Northridge? I'm right around the corner. I don't have a problem with them, but the Springfield City schools are already bogged down, and that didn't help. Malik, I'm in Northridge, so where are you at? That's crazy. They're keeping all the Haitians and turning them into Waymos and flat cameras. I'm onto them. They ain't slick. With every Spanish Haitian comes a Waymo. The image could be the photo of the year, the photo that sums up 2026. I want legal immigrants here. If you're here illegally, then you need to go. Okay, I mean, that's pretty basic take. Hunter, what's your take?
Shit, man. Shit.
All right, I'll give you boo. He said new development out here. Okay, I know where you're at then. If you're talking about on Moorfield Road all the way down past.
I mean, I originally didn't think that it would really happen for real. I mean, I wonder. So, do we believe that they're sending them back home to Haiti?
That's what the plan is. I mean, they go to ICE customs.
Because they're in concentration camps, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they go to customs first while they're in processing,
and then they're supposed to get. I mean, it's fucked up, but I don't know. It's just the whole thing's fucked up. You know what I mean? We've talked about it a few times. From the start to finish, the whole thing's fucked up. What are you gonna do?
Right.
But I mean, it's just no matter what you really wanted to do, it's fucked up. They shouldn't be over here, but it's also like they shouldn't be over there. They shouldn't, just because that's not their fault that they are over here, and they shouldn't get punished by going back home for something that they didn't want to do, or because they want to have a better future because their country's fucked up.
Right. And yeah, I always try to put ourselves in not just the Haitian shoes, but any immigrant. look. I mean, we talked about this on here, like you said. Your ancestors fled and
Right,
came
exactly.
here. I mean,
Yeah,
Zach, your ancestors. I mean, the list goes
Yep.
on and on. It's a country full of immigrations, right? That fleeing.
Yep.
I mean, they fled countries to seek better life, right? Better opportunities. Now, when you talk about the legal process and stuff, I'm with. Listen. I understand both sides, and
But even that, like, who's to say that, like, especially, a lot of Irish people, which both of my sides are Irish, came over illegally as fuck. So that, I mean, who's to say that? Even if me speaking of me personally, like, who's to say my family came over illegally? Chances are they didn't. So,
right.
like, I mean, who am I to say anything about anything? So
Yeah, it's
that's
just
what
one
I'm
of those.
saying.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think the whole immigration policy and the whole idea of America being the land that people flee to is built on tricky. I said it last stream. The same way that we're built on and that we thrive through. And I'm gonna get to these comments. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna get to y'all tearing us up. I'm gonna get to them. The same things that make us thrive is going to be the same way we decay, right? Where it's like we're actually a country of immigrants, right? And that's how we flourish. That's why we're America. But that same principle is what rots us to the core because it's a paradox, right? It's like Hunter said. Well, where do we draw the line? How is it so arbitrary where the Irish fled over here? We know the English fled over here. People from the UK, Japanese. There's mad people now. A lot of them came legal in when you start talking about the early 1900s and the late 1800s. But if you're talking about before then, like Hunter said, they wasn't getting here legally like that. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So, now that we draw the line in 2026, it's like, yeah, I get it. As a country, we can't afford to keep letting them come in illegally. But then you say morally, well, at some point you did used to let people come illegally. And so, go ahead.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's not about it. Like I said, it's fucked up because how it was orchestrated to have the amount of people by by our own government get dumped over here.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the part. It's not the part. It's not my problem. Isn't even with the illegal immigrants. When has anybody ever had? Well, definitely people had problems with them, but like, when has people had this much of a problem? I'll say people have always kind of got used to like the illegal Mexicans. Illegal Mexicans have been a problem. Have been a part of like our life.
Well, I would say in our lifetime. Now,
Well,
obviously,
yeah, I'm sure back in the 80s.
yeah, you
and
know about
I'm
the
sure.
Irish. You know about the Irish people, and the Irish people when they came over to New York and the ferries and the illegal gambling.
Right, they get
people have problems
for sure, and like
The
obviously,
Italians, same thing.
yeah, for sure. And I'm just saying, and you just get used to it, and it's just what it is, right? But
Mhm.
like, I'm just saying that like, it was just the influx of our government doing it and dropping so many off at one time, to where it was just all for the votes and for for everything else,
Boom.
where it was just like, damn, if they would have came over on their own, well, it wouldn't have been as much, to where I don't think it would have been the need to.
They made it a free for all.
Exactly, to where it was just like godly, to where everybody was like, it's like
We're
it made it too.
noticing. We're
They
noticing.
made it too noticeable.
Right.
It made it too noticeable. It made it to where it got it on the president's desk.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? You
Zach
can't put it on the
says-
president's desk.
Zach says in 2014, the city began welcoming the Springfield Initiative to attract immigrants in an attempt to improve local economy. That's a good. I'll get back to that because that's a good point in all this. About 4 years later, Haitian immigrants fleeing their countries, deepening crisis, began to arrive. Malik says probably Mexico. They don't care. Remember they dropped the one dude off in the wrong country. Yep, that was last year. Zach said by 2024, an estimated 15,000 to 20,000 Haitian immigrants had settled in the city. He's just copy and pasting straight from the Springfield News and Sun. That's right. The vast majority later received temporary protected status, which allows them to work without fear of deportation due to the crisis. Yeah. Anybody would have done the same thing, and U.S. FBAs are not immigrants. Yes, you're right about that. Obviously, foundational Black Americans are not.
And here's the other thing a little bit too, right? It's also like, it's different because, like you said, America's founded on this thing, right? But like
Yeah.
no one ever blames China or any of most of these other countries where
He said Wikipedia.
you think China for a second would let anything like this happen?
Mm-mm. China has strict immigration policies.
Not only just immigration, it's just what it is immigration, but or you think Korea, either South, obviously, North Korea ain't letting nothing like this happen, but like even South Korea, you think Japan, do you think Italy, like most countries do not let shit like this happen. Obviously, I mean, under Biden, our immigration was like the worst shit. I mean,
It was a joke.
it was literally the craziest shit ever.
Yeah.
So, and just as a country, you just can't have that.
I agree with that. That's where I agree. Because you know how it goes. You know how they politicize it. Like the left is going to take the stance that let them in. Nobody's illegal on stolen land, right? And then the right's going to take the complete polar opposite. Fuck them, get them out. And as we know, it's always somewhere in between, right? Where you're exactly right. I see both sides. I understand that at this rate, we cannot continue. Dog, they're going to default on our Social Security.
I was just about to say, like, you're right. It is a stolen land. Like, all that's right. But like at the end of the day, we got a country to run. like that whole stolen and like that's done. Like we live here now. It's been hundreds of years. Like it's what it is now.
Yeah.
Like we got a country to run now. We're not about to. We just can't let our country go to shit because we stole the land. Like so. Like it's just what it is now.
Right.
So,
he said it's happening bad a lot in countries in Europe. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, to Hunter's point, some of these other sovereign nations like China, I mean, it's definitely happening in Europe, and it's due to immigration policies, right? They have liberal immigration policies, and that's what happens when you.
I'm just talking about like big league Russia, China,
yeah,
like
those places
top dog
with dictatorships and
top dog shit. It doesn't happen where the other top dog countries we're competing with. That shit don't happen.
He said they're damn near having race wars over there. Yeah, they are. I mean, the UK is fucked up bad because of the immigration policy. I mean, we just seen what happened to Spain. Hunter was on my stream when I covered that. Spain got flooded by like 50,000 Muslims that day. It was, I mean, just crazy shit, right? Like just dropped off. And so he said, some say illegal immigrant problem and legal immigrant issues is why we're having a housing park. Yeah. I mean, I was telling y'all that literally in 2017. That was when I first clocked it because I was searching for a house. I seen the rent prices and I would complain every day about Zillow. And I looked into the whole situation and was wondering why the Haitians was here because I knew that would drive up the housing market, obviously, because supply and demand. And it said that, Ohio was a good prime spot for real estate and cheap rent. So they fled them here. And boom, now our rent is now $1,500 everywhere in Ohio, at minimum. I would say $1,200 to $1,300 at minimum. So yeah, it definitely had an effect. But yeah, to your point, it's just, again, America has to reap what she sows, and we're in that stage, and I think it's causing a lot of confusion for the people, right? There's people like speaking from your vantage point, Hunter, where it's like, dog, yeah, we know we stole the land. Y'all can say what y'all want. History's history, but like we got a country to run at the end of the day. We're not turning it over to the old fucking body. I ain't give a damn what y'all talking about. I mean, okay, so we did that. Y'all think we're just going to turn it over and give it up? Of course not. So I understand it from that aspect, the reality aspect, right? And that's more of a conservative mindset, right? They're about logic and reality and conserving the union, right? That's what their place is. But then I also understand the liberal aspect where it's like, well, karma's a principle. You reap what you sow. Hunter jokes on here all the time about the Miami Dolphins facility being built on an Indian burial ground, right? So I get it. I get both sides. The question is, where do we go from here, though?
And that's right. That's exactly right. But it's just not like if you're in those positions, you have to think what's best going forward. You can't say, oh, well, we're just going to let everybody in and let it be a threat to our people and just let terrorists in and just let everybody. You just can't think like that. You can't run a country like that.
And
So
okay, let's get into this. Do we want, because on one hand, me and you, Shane, and others have been critical of the United States meddling in other countries' affairs. Do we, since we know that the Haitians got to go back, do we want them meddling in their affairs because we know their situation stems? The reason why we don't, some people are like, we can't send them back is because they're literally facing death if they go back, right? That country has been overthrown. There's no leadership. There's no government there. Country's all in disarray. Now, I would make the case to people out there who's not aware, a lot of that already has to do with Americans' foreign policies. But do we want the United States and Donald Trump and them to intervene and set up a mock government over there? Like, what do we think that, do we give them reparations? What do we do? Do we give them reparations and send them back and say, okay, let's give y'all a severance pack? Like, what do we do?
what's a severance package to do? That ain't gonna do shit over there.
I'm just saying to make Americans feel better, like like make people
right, to just make it sound better.
Yeah, like at least we gave them. Like I read y'all what the report was in the Springfield News and Sun that actually it was a national thing that they were offering the Haitians $2,000 and a free flight back home. That was the deal.
Don't sound too bad to you.
I said, listen, man. Real shit. He said, no, just that big companies in Japan buying up all the real estate, lock the borders down and make coming in legal easier, but still a process. Okay. No help, America. And he said, we have gotten involved in Haiti before. We installed a president in the mid-90s and they overthrew the dude in 2003. We got kids here and ghettos here fucked up. I'm tired of helping every country, but we're sorry. So they're saying no to giving them more help, or at least Malik's saying that. Hunter, you're saying, obviously, we both know a severance package wouldn't help, or reparations, whatever we want to call it, wouldn't help.
No.
What could you think of that could satisfy, even if they go over there and get killed again or whatever, but we can justify it with the American people. You know what I mean? Like Donald Trump can sell it to the American people. Like, we did this, but they're still going back.
Donald Trump's done.
Yeah, he's done regardless.
Yeah, it ain't like it. He's done.
He's done regardless.
So that don't really matter for real. But
what would make you say they got $5,000 and got a free flight? I mean, what would be the line for you?
That they better give me $5,000. The fuck?
I'm with you.
I need $5,000. They can give them
I already know how that would go. That conversation that we're having, if we gave them that $2,000 that we promised them that we know we wasn't going to pay them, we try to trick them. If we did that, the people on the right, the Nick Fuentes, they would have a cow, and rightfully so.
They can give them $2,000 as long as I get $2,000.
Hey, we're not going to get $2,000. He said they still want to give Ukraine more money. No, I love it. I love where everybody's at with all of this. I let these countries go to hell. Now, I feel bad for the Haitians because, again, like Hunter said, the Haitian community, the people, they're just a pawn.
They're just a pawn in the
all
game.
The countries
they got
games.
used as a pawn. Yeah,
they got used as a pawn. They don't know what the fuck's going on.
No, that's why it's fucked up, because it's like they got sold a bill of goods saying, hey, come over to America. And they're like, really? Oh my God, thank you so much.
Don't do that for us?
And and they came over to America, got to live dope for a while, and then all of a sudden, then it's like, put the dogs on them. And it's like, what the fuck? I thought we could stay in America. And it's like, now we have to go back.
And me and Hunter, we talked about this when we was on our way to a movie theater a couple of weeks ago. We're like, I don't think people really internalize it properly of what, we don't put ourselves in their shoes, right? Imagine us, me and you, and all of our friends and our family members getting, like, something happens in America, we flee over to the UK. They promise us, we could flee over there, right? So we flee over there. We do know, allegedly, it's 5 years, right? But then they keep extending it. Yada, yada, yada. But then 15 years in, right, that time is up. And now the whole country's attention is on you as a group of people.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
That's scary. 330 million's attention is on 50,000 people. That's scary.
Yeah, and now you got people really trying to arrest you and put you in camps and shit. It's like, bro. Yeah, that's scary. No doubt about it.
It's definitely scary. Malik said he definitely would have a cow. Keep our money in America. I feel bad, but we need to build up the country first. Let's put all this money in the public school system. Yeah, I mean, we're all on the same page when it comes to that. I think they got the money to do it all, but that's a topic for another day. We won't get into. But yeah, I mean, my take, and then I'll move off this. My take is that obviously see both sides. Y'all don't call me a diplomat. I see both. I understand both sides. Is what I mean. I read into both sides, so I got a good gauge. I feel like that we're going. I'll give y'all my prediction on what I suspect is going to happen. They're going to be sent back, and we're going to set up another mock government over there and be involved, kind of like what Trump is doing in Venezuela, where we control their oil, we control where they get to sell them. Like we control, we're going to do like a shadow government over there, and we control all their assets and stuff like that. And then we'll send them back, and Trump will sell it like a bill of goods. Like, okay, but we're in control of the economy there, and we control the elections and all that stuff. That's what's going to end up happening. So that's my take. As far as the Haitian people, I sympathize for them because, like Hunter said, they're really just the pawns in the whole thing between the political parties. They've just been used as the pawns. They don't know what the fuck's going on. However, they do know if they go back to their country, they do raise or risk severe chance of violence, death,
big time.
So it's fucked up for them. They're literally on their hands pleading to not go back because they're afraid of their life.
Yeah, man, you got kids and shit, and just yeah, that'd be scary.
That's big time scary. All right, you got another 10 in you?
Yeah.
All right, last topic. Have you seen anything on this Tupac thing?
No, I don't believe that. I'd never for one but second believe Keefy D fucking.
But you hate him, right?
He don't fucking. I mean, what the fuck?
Matter of fact. Hold on. You know what? Hold on, guys. Hold on. We'll switch gears. Hold on. We'll save the Tupac thing. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me add this. We're going to talk about, have you heard the story about the sailors jumping overseas?
Yeah. Or military?
Yeah. It's just crazy, bro. They've been on this boat for 260 fucking days. Oh, he said any movie stuff. I don't think there's any.
Not no new movie stuff. I haven't seen no new movie since the Odyssey.
Yeah, there ain't no.
And yeah, not really. No.
We could, Zach. We won't, but we could grill you on your Malcolm X rating. That was pure hate, and you know.
Yeah, you didn't like Elijah Muhammad, Zach.
You really like the part where Malcolm X got away from the nation?
That was my favorite part too.
Oh shit, I can't find this clip, bro. They're hating on me. But Trump is just. We'll end on this. Trump is just getting embarrassed. I know you haven't really kept up with it much, but it's just really. It's a sad position we're in. So it's at a stalemate. The whole war is at a stalemate. He said Spider-Man is killing it in the box office. Let me find it. Navy. There we go. We're obviously at a stalemate with the war, right? The MOU has been drawn off. That's already been. It was signed in June. It was fucked up a week later. We're at a stalemate. Iran completely controls the strait. We're at a stalemate. Trump is making threats still every day, and everybody's just like, dog, no one cares about your empty threats.
I know. Damn.
Okay, then. He said, Elijah thinks I'm a parasite or a devil because I'm white. No. That's racist. It's racist.
Yeah, that's literally racist as fuck. I'm out there.
Cody right.
Real shit. They call you a parasite? That's fucked up.
He said, He said, I was listening to Louis Farrakhan fucking with these dudes at work today that hate Muslims, and one went and snitched on me and said I was enticing violence. And I told you about that, Malik. You better be careful, bro. I done had to tell fucking Lane at that damn Navistar factory, y'all better be careful dropping that. He what's the Voldemort quote, Hunter?
He who must not be named.
Y'all better be careful with the he who must not be named, nigga. You better be careful. Trust me. He said, I don't give a shit about Iran no more. Zach, this is what we're talking about, though. I hate how you're able to. Y'all can't just do that, dog. He started the war. Now we're getting punched all up. They're bullying us.
Iran checked the fuck out of us.
They're checking us bad. I've never seen anything. I never even expected it to go like this. I mean, quite honestly. I never expected it to go like this.
Oh yeah. Anybody who, man, Iran put us in our place to where it's and like to where it's the point where it's like who like this whole United States Army and because the thing is
looks like paper planes.
And the thing I was about to say because we obviously got nukes like but like
and we obviously got military might, like we really got that shit.
We obviously have nukes, but like outside of nukes, which will end the fucking world, because we start throwing nukes and everybody, you know what I'm saying? Outside of that, our actual like the boots on the ground, like tactician, like leaders of our military are like dumb as hell and like aren't good. And like that's what it's coming down to. Like obviously our equipment and all that stuff, we know that. But our leaders of the operators and our strategists of our military are just getting our asses whooped. And that's where it's kind of concerning because you think that we've always been told and whatever it is.
We grew up with that premise that we're good. We're Gucci.
That we're good. And we can't even fuck with Iran. So, that's really kind of concerning about China and Russia. Keep it a ban. So, and like you said, you just got Trump literally every single day because I have caught up with that, and that's another part of why I like watching Tim Dillon because I pay for his Patreon too, and he does a separate podcast on that.
What?
Yeah.
How much is it? $5?
10. You got to tap in. That's the only Patreon I just got.
Hold on, don't lose your train of thought. Does he drop one episode a week still?
Yeah, he does. He does 2.
2 Patreon episodes?
No, 1 Patreon, but he does so but
I need that.
At least he did the past 2 weeks since I've got it. So I don't know if it's he does it every time or maybe I just caught him on this thing. I guess I'll let you know in the future, but he did the last 2 weeks. Either way, but Tim Dillon's where I get a lot of my news from with that shit because he covers it in a funny ass way. Yeah. And he be tapped the fuck in for real.
He be knowing exactly what's going on.
Exactly. So that's where I get a lot of my news with that shit. And then sometimes I'll go look it up if it intrigues me. And sometimes I don't give a fuck. But it's just sad, bro.
Yeah, Trump is going outside. Zach said, I'm happy we took the Iranian leadership out, but beyond that, it makes no sense. Shane said, Trump said absolutely no war, went to war, got completely fucking checked. Top something embarrassment president moments ever. I agree. After we killed the Iranian dudes, we should have backed away. And then Malik said, boots on the ground from America probably won't happen again unless we get invaded.
No, I disagree with that. But I think we could easily go boots on ground.
I think Trump wants too bad. I think all the war hawks want too bad, but he's facing obviously public pressure from us, and that's why it's important. People act like we don't make any difference, but it's important for us to keep the narrative that that's not what we want. As long as that stays the narrative, the American overwhelming narrative that we're not in support of that, then it's going to be hard for him to really, really push that. As we see with the motherfucking, y'all see the picture, the Navy shit, the U.S. Fucking Liberty or Lincoln, people jumping overboard.
But the thing is, it's also just that's what kind of makes you nervous too, because it's like that's why, before 9/11 and with Iraq, it's the same thing. United States was very against that war. and that's why they staged that fucking attack on us. Because guess what?
Sold the war.
Sold the war. Because then who wouldn't? You know what I'm saying?
Americans
Right
was
now,
like, go get them motherfuckers.
what the fuck? You just killed 3,000 people in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Go get them motherfuckers.
But you already know what you're saying.
It's different. It's a different. It's different now.
And you know
it's
why.
different.
You know exactly
Yeah,
why.
right. It's a lot different now. But in some regards, it's still the same. If we got hit, man, and it would be different for some people, but I still think it would be big. It would still be. I still think we're going over there if we get hit. So.
Well, okay, maybe we weren't on the same page. Let me hold on, Malik. I'm gonna read that comment, but let me come back to him real quick. So the reason why I was saying it's different is because there's another country that T has gotten clocked over the last 3 years, right?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I was talking about something different. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know that other country gets accused first now. So we
right.
need the cover off. So for instance, I'll give you all an example for everybody out there. They've been staging Trump's assassinations, and Israel keeps saying Iran is doing it, but that's them trying to sell the war, right? That's the new 9/11. Is they're trying to get Trump assassinated so that way they can sell to the American people, y'all's president got assassinated by Iran. It's the Biggie and Tupac thing, right? Where the execs get to hide their hand. It's the Kendrick and Drake thing all over a hand, where they set it up, make two people fight, and then they get to hide their hand. So I think it's a little bit different. What you're saying is true. That's exactly what happened with 9/11. But we were in a different stage. There's so many clips out there, and I know you've seen them, where Gaddafi is like, it was the Israelis that did it. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to sell a war over here. And everybody during that time the American people at that time wasn't ready to hear that. So I think in this stage, when there's big false flag events or anything like, even the Charlie Kirk thing was another one that people immediately start looking at Israel because Charlie Kirk changed his opinion on the war, and he was a big proponent in that administration. He could have swayed a lot of things. So now Charlie Kirk ends up dead, but people
because BB tweeted rest in peace the same fucking day.
Which was ridiculous. So you're right. That's their old playbook. My thing is, as long as we got our eyes on that playbook, they have to try something different. And that's where I'm curious. I don't think it's going to be a 9/11 style. I don't think they're going to be able to pull off the Trump assassination. They may try to do it, but I don't think they're going to be able to get away with selling the war off of another kind of stage thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Malik said they would get slaughtered if we put boots on the ground, and I don't see a world where people would ever support it again unless a huge attack on us. He said Russia T. No, not Russia T. I'm not talking about Russia.
Yeah, they would get slaughtered heads up, but that's if we ever really went boots on the ground and they start getting their ass beat, then that's when China and Russia intervenes. So they would.
Hold on. Say it again.
If it would never be, that's not how that would work. If the United States really went boots on ground and we really started going over there, really whooping their ass, Russia or China would intervene.
Oh, Malik's saying the opposite. He's saying we would get slaughtered.
Oh.
We would. We couldn't go boots on the ground in Iran. We couldn't do it in Vietnam or Iraq. I mean, that's not what I'm not saying we won't do it, but the common narrative is that if we did do it, we would get fucked up.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can't go over in Iran. They would take us out. They would fuck us up. Their mountains and how it's all built. If we went boots on the ground, that's asking for a death wish. In another country, we wouldn't stand a fucking chance. Now we got nukes and shit like that, but we talking about boots on the ground. That's why.
And I thought we had way more troops than them. I thought we had more troops than everybody.
We do, but they would kill us with the drone fare.
But we got all that.
But the boots on the ground wouldn't require that. You know, boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground requires everything.
It does, but it means the boots on the ground requires that those are your front line. There's going to be casualties, right? We might have air defense. But you're setting your men up. They will get killed first. You know what I'm saying? If we go boots on the ground, the troops will be slaughtered.
I just thought boots on the ground, man. Like, yeah, you are at a disadvantage, but like right now, we don't have nobody in Iran.
No, I mean we have them on sea.
Oh, we have We have them on sea, and we have other people. We help. We have other people on other bases in other
Yeah,
countries
right.
and all that
Yeah,
shit.
right.
But if we started going over there and rocking shit out, I don't know. I think that it could get bad.
For Iran?
Yeah.
No, that's why everybody.
I think a lot of people. We'd have a lot. I think it would just be one of the things where, like, thousands of U.S. soldiers would die, and like
Which
no one wants that.
Which would be crazy.
Which would be crazy.
That's a big loss.
It's a huge loss. And that's when and that's the thing where people don't want, right? Like it'd be. But I'm just saying, if it would be one of a war where thousands of soldiers would die for it, which would be crazy. I'm just saying, I think we would win it.
He said no one's. So he said.
Yeah, I already know. No one's in Iran. Yeah.
And he said we don't have their entire country mapped out like them, which is what the problem will be. He said we literally already went boots on the ground over there, and all the soldiers over there say it was the scariest shit ever, and they had the upper hand. We never saw IEDs and car bombs and shit. Now that's always been if you look into it, the common narrative has always been boots on there. It was impossible for us to get into Iraq and win boots on the ground. In Afghanistan. Now, we had military troops over there at our UAE bases and different stuff like that. But when they tried to invade those countries, the Middle East has always held off. We just been able to do little petty shit to them and win in other little different ways. But that's why we withdrew from Afghanistan and shit. We couldn't defeat them. And you talking about boots on the ground in another country, with, like Malik said, where they got the whole terrain. They got the maps. They know where the mountains are. They know where to set up everything. They got booby traps. They got everything. You're going into another country, especially, and I'm saying specifically Iran, because they got the ocean front, then they got the mountains. That's been the whole conversation over the past 2 years. If we could go boots on the ground, Trump wants us to go boots on the ground to get the nuclear material. Remember he bombed Fordo in that last year, the fake bombing, where he bombed a nuclear facility. You remember that?
Yeah.
The finished version of that was to send the troops on the ground to recover the nuclear material so they don't have a nuclear bomb. That's his end goal. That's Trump's number one wish in the world, to send the troops in and recover the nuclear material. But the problem is, the reason why he can't do it is because everybody in our country, Congress knows, we know that it's literally a suicide mission for our troops. That's a fucking death wish. He said, have years of experience in fighting that style. Yeah, those countries are so much better at it's called guerrilla warfare. We're not good at guerrilla warfare. We've never been.
Well, Shane was saying we have years of experience on fighting that style, but just no military official likes the style battle.
Okay. If we went boots on the ground in Iran, it would be like Vietnam. Exactly. We would be there for decades, and we lost in Vietnam. So that's how that would work. We would literally, our troops, it would be a suicide mission. They would be there for 15 years. Mad people would get killed over the years, and we would have to retreat at some point, and without any resolution. That's exactly what would happen. So yeah, definitely, we're all against boots on the ground, and the American people's not going for it anyway. Bro, the days of the American people wanting their family members to go fight in the army. People they're low-key fine with their son deploying right now because it's not that serious. But if you start talking about boots on the ground,
for sure,
it's like, nigga, get my son the fuck out of the military. Are you crazy?
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah, wouldn't be a chance that my kid would go over there and fight for that shit. That's absurd.
That'd be scary as fuck.
We got people on the U.S. Lincoln jumping off shit because they can't get food. All types of crazy shit. He said, we were in Vietnam for almost 20 years. I know. And my favorite movie that you and Hunter both hate on is about that. Apocalypse Now, haters. But boots on the ground would be terrible. So we'll see. All we know is, like Shane and Hunter said, Trump has gotten embarrassed. Listen, man. Hey, Trump, they called your bluff bad. You got two black eyes in this administration, the Epstein list and then this war, which you got us in some shit that is about to be inherited by the next president. We will fight aliens from Mars before we fight another country overseas. I agree. The draft will come if we go boots on the ground. I also agree with that too.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But yeah, overall, Trump, horrible fucking job. Horrible job, dog. And we're not even getting into all the other shit, the economy. We ain't even getting into the $5 gas and the grocery. We ain't even getting into all that. I'm just saying strictly on last year and 2 years ago, me and Hunter loved how you was popping your shit. We loved it. That was my favorite TV. I love Trump getting on there and talking about praise be to Allah. But the way they called your bluff and Iranian and me, Hunter, no, Iranian's media has been way better.
Sure has.
Iranian
At some
media
point
has
in
been
time, when you just make a different threat every day, and everybody just like, oh,
another empty threat.
another empty threat.
Another empty threat. Another empty threat.
Yeah.
Where is it at?
Someone go get Joe Biden.
Someone go get Joe fucking Biden. All right. Anything else that you guys want to touch on? Hunter said, "Fuck KVD." I'm with him.
Fuck who?
KVD.
Oh, KVD.
Fuck KVD. Yeah, you already know that whole shit makes me sick to my stomach. Like, still to this
I don't
day.
believe none of that shit.
It don't even matter. I don't like seeing Tupac's last picture. I don't like none of it. I don't
I've literally ignored that entire case.
Yeah, I can't wait for that nigga to rot in prison. I don't care what he did. I don't care if I think Tupac's alive. The fact that KVD 3 years ago went on Art of Dialogue and was doing all that shit.
Said that. Yeah.
It's like, dog, well, what we say, time to pay the piper. Now he's on the court like, no, I was just trying to sell books. No.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Go ahead, pay the piper. You the only one alive. You popped all that shit, got up there talking about Pac was doing break dancing, trying to get into the back seat, all that sick ass shit you was talking. Okay.
See, I didn't, I
know you weren't watching. You know I was watching, bro. He was making me mad the way he was talking, bro. Making me mad.
Yeah, man.
Like, y'all should have seen the way that nigga was breakdancing trying to get to the back seat. It's like, okay. I said it then. I said it literally 3 years ago. I'm like, okay, he's popping on it. First off, I couldn't understand. I was beside myself why he was doing what he was doing. Like, dude, why are you coming on here incriminating yourself? Anyway, thinking that the coast is clear. That was the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. And now here we are 3 years later, and they're actually prosecuting you on the charges, you dumbass. And the trial's supposed to take a month long, and that puts us right at September 13th. So the verdict should be coming down on Tupac's 30th anniversary, which I think is already really eerie and shit. So we'll see. But I want PVD to rot in prison, obviously they're not even making the claim that he pulled the trigger. They're obviously making the claim, the old age claim that Orlando Anderson pulled the trigger, which everybody's already known that and said that, right? Pac beats him up at the MGM fight and they retaliate. But KVD, that's your nephew. You called the shots. You're the only one alive. Go to jail then, nigga. For the rest, and he's facing life.
Yep, go to jail then.
Go to jail.
Yep.
And hip hop can wrap up this hip hop mystery of 30 years, man. And cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool.
What? I won't wrap up my mystery, but yeah.
It doesn't wrap. It doesn't even come close to it. But I want somebody to pay, especially somebody that got on those platforms talking that shit like that. That's nasty behavior. I mean, come on, bro. Even if y'all really did call it, even if everything checked out and y'all did it, keep it player. Like, for you to go on platform, Tupac is a well-loved, well-celebrated figure, and you to just kind of talk about somebody in death like that'd be like Tyler Robinson getting up on this fucking stand and talking about Charlie Kirk getting necked and talking about the man. It's like, dog, that's so distasteful. It's really demonic. I don't want to hear, unless somebody I don't want to hear from nobody that killed somebody in cold blood explain to me how the person they killed was looking in death.
Shit.
It's not my thing.
Man, real shit.
He said, what if all these dead celebrities have clones on ice right now? That would explain all the celebrity look-alike. That would explain the Charlie Kirk look-alikes.
What do they call it? Mass psychosis?
It's literally mass psychosis, man. Everybody looks like Charlie Kirk, man. All right, man. That's all I got for today. I appreciate everybody for tuning back in. We'll be back again. We got a busy fucking schedule. Y'all looking at 2 new fucking head coaches of a program. You feel me? Got our coaching certificates. So I've only been coming once a week. So we'll see. I might be able to slide another episode in Sunday. I'll tap everybody if I do. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You want to plug anything, Hunter, or you good?
No, I'm good for now.
Okay. All right. Well, we're out of here.